Racing Ahead by Chrissy Q. Martin. Copyright 2021. Published by Swimmer Girl Books. Read by MicMonster AI. Author's note. This is a computer-generated audiobook and offered for free to the listener. Thank you for listening, subscribing, and liking. I hope to someday hire a voice actor to record this book. You can download the free ebook by signing up for my newsletter at my website www.chrissyqmartin.com. Dedication. For you, the reader. Life's a journey, not a race. Enjoy the adventure. Chapter 1. I eat stress for breakfast and spit out fear. That's how Ash, my friend and co-captain of the swim team, describes me. I'm not sure it's accurate, because I don't think about stress and fear. Certain emotions aren't worth the time and only get in the way. If I reacted on emotion, I'd shove a bowl full of something into the mouths of the student council members right now. They keep diverging off the arranged agenda and we need to stay on task. All right, everyone, I say in a clear, affirmative voice. Give Alexis your attention and let's finish this meeting. I'm starving, and I'd like to run home and eat before practice. We don't want to deal with a hangry Taylor, Justin, another senior, says. You know it, I say with a grin. If you didn't eat, I'd swear you're a robot programmed to excel. Justin grins back at me. Maybe I am. I nudge Justin's knee with mine and turn to the student council president. Alexis, what's next? Alexis gives me a grateful look. She adjusts the glasses on her face as everyone quiets. After winter break, we need to form the committee for the senior prom. Alexis looks at me. Taylor, would you mind heading that one up when we return? Sure, I say. But I have a few suggestions for themes. Justin's grin is full of mischief. I can guarantee all your suggestions will be rejected. I narrow my eyes at Justin. His ideas are hilarious and a touch risque. They will not fly with the administration. And we'll talk after break. Moving on. Alexis marks something off her list of topics and the meeting soon draws to a close. I like your new glasses, I tell Alexis as we exit the room. They look cute on you. Thanks. Alexis sheepishly smiles and pushes the large tortoiseshell framed glasses up her nose. The golden brown of the glasses matches her eyes and complements her short dark brown hair. I heard my brother might be doing some remodeling work at your house. Luke? I ask. Alexis's older brother and mine are friends, but since Peter has been at college, I haven't seen Luke. Yeah, Alexis replies. I guess my parents are serious about remodeling the basement for Peter, I say. My family is poor at communication. Academics and athletics get top billing, and everything else is shoved aside, especially if it deals with feelings. Doesn't your brother have another year of college? Alexis adjusts the bag on her shoulder as we head down the hall. The overachiever is graduating a year early and returning to start his graduate program at the state university this summer. I shake my head with a grin. Peter is living up to and going beyond expectations. Alexis's mouth falls open slightly. You're a family of overachievers. Overcommitted is more like it, I say. My mom arranges a top-tier college application list of activities for me. I willingly participate in the swim team, classes at the local university, volunteering at the hospital, competing with the speech and debate team, and of course, joining the student council. And I study a lot. There's no time for a job, but my parents fully fund my life if I keep up with expectations and avoid trouble. Are you going to have time to help with the prom committee? Alexis asks. Sure, I say. And it'll be fun. The slapping of feet on the tile floor sounds behind us. Promosaurus. Justin yells. He slows next to me, out of breath. Or how about a night under the... Don't, I interrupt. Don't say it. Stars? Justin smirks. I was going to say stars. He has a round baby face with a grin which reminds you of a toddler and is probably the reason most people put up with his nonsense. Justin's all talk and no action. His head of crazy, curly hair only contributes to his quirky nature and makes him easily identifiable. I sometimes have hair envy, as mine lies in a sleek black line down my back. I'm saving you from humiliation in case you happen to ask Alexis to prom, I say. She doesn't need another reason to say no. And here I thought he was gearing up to ask you, Alexis chimes in. I won't risk having Chad come after me. Justin's dark blonde hair sways as his entire body shudders. That guy is ripped. Chad is my boyfriend. He's also a swimmer and in his first year at Stanford. I'm sure Taylor could take you down on her own, Alexis says, and I nod in agreement. I have a muscular swimmer body and outweigh Justin, who is as skinny as a broomstick. He's shorter than me but appears taller because of his hair. Will Chad be back for prom? Justin asks as we arrive at the front doors. I'm not sure. I wrinkle my nose. Come to think of it, I haven't talked to my boyfriend much since Thanksgiving. Justin holds a door open for us. Are you coming to my party tomorrow? I am, Alexis says as she walks through. I'd like to. I pass by Justin and the brisk air hits my cheeks. But Chad gets home tomorrow. Bring him along, Justin says as he peels off in a different direction. I'll see you all later. It's late afternoon and already growing dark, which makes it feel colder than it is. I pull my coat tight around me and yank a knit hat out of my pocket. It's always freezing cold in December in Minnesota. You must be excited Chad's back for a few weeks, Alexis says as we head to our cars. He has winter training for swimming and will only be here for 2 weeks, I say as I tug the hat over my head. Bummer, Alexis says. But aren't you headed to the same college next year? I'm still deciding, I say. If I decide to follow my parents' expectations, I'm going to Stanford with my long-term boyfriend. If I decide to follow my heart, I'm not sure where it will lead. And in my family, a decision is made with the head, not the heart. Feelings are inconvenient. Chapter 2. You need to talk to your brother, Mom says when I walk in the door. I don't even get a hello when I set my heavy school bag down. I'll soon have to exchange it for my swim bag and head to Thursday night practice. I swim mornings on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and evenings the other weekdays. High school swim season may be over, but I need to stay in shape to swim on scholarship next year at college. What am I talking to him about? I haven't seen Peter yet. He flew home this afternoon. Ask him why he won't date, Mom replies. He's never had a date. Is he not interested? He's shy, I say and throw my coat and hat on a bench. I'm sure he'll date when he's ready. I have no problem picturing Peter as a long-term bachelor, but Mom obviously can't. Maybe he doesn't know how, Mom says. You could give him tips or find him a girl. He's fine, I say with a sigh. I'm the last person who should give dating tips. He doesn't need my help. I'd rather encourage Peter's absence of a significant other. He's free to have fun without being attached. Though, Peter's idea of fun is an intense study session, and my idea of fun is to hang out with friends, minus the books. You tell him I can arrange a marriage for him, Mom says. I resemble my mom in looks, except my hair is longer and I'm a couple inches taller, but our demeanors aren't similar. I tend to joke around, and Mom never jokes about anything. I would kiddingly talk about arranging a marriage for Peter, but Mom is dead serious. She was married at Peter's age, though my parents waited years to have children. I'll talk to him, I say and start to remove my boots. At least Mom is using me as an intermediary, rather than going straight to Peter. But you shouldn't worry about it. He's still young. I'm not worried. It's the next logical step, Mom says. He's moving back and needs an equal partner to share the load, like you have with Chad. Perfect for each other. Yes, I say. Perfect. My tone is sarcastic, but Mom doesn't catch it. If she does, she overlooks it. Mom nods her head like an agreement has been made. You talk to your brother. Yes, I reply. I'll do it later. I need to eat before practice. Now, Mom says. He's downstairs with that friend from high school. The one who didn't go to college. She shakes her head as if she's disappointed. Luke? I ask. Yes, Mom replies. He's taking measurements. He's on the crew we hired to finish the basement. I didn't know you were starting that, I say. They begin after the new year, Mom says. Now go talk and I'll get your food. Then you can practice and study. Okay. I shove my boots aside. It must be important to Mom if she wants me to talk to Peter now. I open a door in the kitchen and head down the wooden stairs to our unfinished basement. It will soon be remodeled into a small apartment with a living area, kitchenette, bedroom, and bathroom. Hey, I say as I approach Peter. He stands with his back to me and watches his friend take measurements. Peter and Luke both turn at my greeting. Hey, Taylor. Peter gestures to his friend, who lets a measuring tape in with a loud snap. You remember Luke? Sure, I say and nod my head at Luke. Alexis mentioned you were going to be working here. If it isn't Tenacious Taylor, Luke says with a sly grin. Peter and Luke were seniors when I was a freshman. I was a little overeager back then to be in high school and may have been a slightly annoying little sister. I was all about finding the fun in things and quite persistent to tag along. I may have also tried to beat the boys at everything. It's been a little while since I've seen you, I say. Been busy. Luke lifts the measuring tape in his hand. Same, I say. I saw you on the news when your swim team won the state championship, Luke says. Congratulations. Thanks, I say and smile at Luke. I may have a boyfriend, but I can appreciate a good-looking man. Luke is one of those casual cute guys who doesn't acknowledge he's attractive. Unlike other guys I know, Luke doesn't flaunt his appeal around, unless he's trying to with his t-shirt tight enough to show the contours of his muscles. Luke's light brown hair runs in every direction on his head, as if each piece has a mind of its own. It suits him and his matching brown eyes. Still a super swimmer couple with what's his name? Luke asks. Chad, I reply. And speaking of dating, I look at my older brother. Mom sent me to interrogate you as to why you don't date. Peter shakes his head. I'm not sure if it's in shame or disgust. I'm busy too, Peter says and jams his hands in his pockets. There's not much time to date anyone. Luke enters something on his phone and looks up. He's always been too shy to talk to anyone. And I'm not there to do the talking for him. I've gotten along just fine without you for 3 years, Peter says in response. With 0 dates, Luke says, and I try to hold back a smile. Like you've had any yourself, Peter retorts. More than you, Luke shoots back. Peter shrugs his shoulders. Like I said, I'm busy. Maybe you need to spend a little less time studying and a little more time figuring out how to be social, I say and toss back my hair. And screw up my perfect GPA? Peter leans toward me and the edges of his mouth curl. For what Peter lacks in social skills, he makes up for in academics. Like you did? My family is great at pointing out failures. You get 1B in a college-level class, and you never hear the end of it. Forget the fact all my other grades are A's. I'm over it. I wave my hand in a dismissive gesture in front of Peter's face. But having a perfect boyfriend might rank higher than perfect grades. Oh. This is about to get good. Luke drums a finger on his measuring tape and watches us with a grin. Let's bring out a little sibling rivalry. I have perfect grades and only need a perfect girlfriend to one-up you. Peter claps my back with a hand. Then I'll be the golden child. We're even because you're lacking a girlfriend. I gear up to lovingly jab back at my brother. And are Mom and Dad finishing off the basement so you can be here to take care of them when I leave? I clap my hand on Peter's back. Luke looks around the spare basement. It's concrete, exposed pipes, and wooden beams. This is going to be your bachelor pad, he asks. At least there's a walkout door for a separate entrance to let the ladies in. That'll be the day. I chuckle. Peter says in a deadpan voice. You two are so funny. And this is coming from the guy who lives above his parents' garage. You're giving me the low blows too, Luke says with a smile and pulls out a length of measuring tape. You two are quite the pair, I say. Failure to launch, boys? Oh, no, Luke says. I'm supporting myself and running a business. This guy, Luke pokes the end of the measuring tape into Peter's chest. Needs all the help he can get. Mom wasn't kidding when she said she wants me to help you find a date, I say. She mentioned arranging a marriage for you. I might have to take her up on it someday, Peter says, and I detect an actual blush on his cheeks. He flicks me with a finger. I mean, it worked for you. I don't know what you mean. I flick him back. You and Chad joke you were betrothed to each other, Peter says. Yes, I agree. We joke about it. Our mom and Chad's mom have plotted since Taylor and Chad were in elementary school to get them together someday, Peter tells Luke. They were set up to go to homecoming Taylor's junior year and have been together ever since. Wow. Luke whistles, but it's not one of those complimentary sounds. It's a dull, I feel sorry for you, sound. The moms already have the wedding planned for the moment they finish med school, Peter says. I swish my hand at my brother. This is not about me. We're talking about you. Do you have everything arranged for you? Luke asks. College, career, home, your future spouse? No, I shake my head. Yes, Peter says, and I glare at him. Should I arrange to set you up with someone? I ask and continue to glare at Peter. Fine, he says to my surprise. But Luke gets to help. Fine, I mimic. And none of your friends, Peter adds. Of course, I say and shift my eyes to Luke. I wouldn't subject them to that, especially Alexis. Please, Luke says. Sisters are off limits. Alexis made me sign a contract I would never date one of her friends. A contract? I ask with a bemused smile. Her freshman year. Luke's face is serious. She even framed it so I would know how important it is to her. I remember girls clamoring to be Alexis's friend our first year of high school because of Luke. I don't blame her for having a contract. Smart girl, I say and turn to Peter. Want us to set you up during winter break? Peter's face pales. It's one thing to talk about a date, but another to realize these plans can be put into motion. Summer, Peter says. Best to wait until I'm back. No need for a long-distance relationship. I make a choking noise in my throat. It's possible, I say. Where does your boyfriend go to school? Luke asks. Stanford, I say. California is miles from Minnesota. Is that where you're going? Luke asks. I frown, as does Peter. That's a little sore spot in the family right now, Peter says. Taylor verbally committed to Stanford and was supposed to sign last month after the state meet but postponed. Why? Luke asks. I shrug. This is the one expectation in my life I'm pushing back on, and I have no clear reason why. I only know my family doesn't want to hear me say, it doesn't feel right. I need a logical reason. I'm weighing my options, I reply. You better weigh them fast, Peter says. It's a race for those scholarships and you'll be in big trouble if you miss out. I straighten my shoulders, ignore my brother, and turn to Luke. Will you be here working? I ask. Luke nods. Yes, at times. If you have a break and I'm home, we can talk potential dates, I say and throw a smug grin at my brother. This may be harder than we think. I thought you excel at everything, Luke says, and his smirk provokes me. That doesn't mean it's not hard. Especially if I'm working with you, I tease. I might surprise you, Luke says and leans close to me. Maybe I'm easy. I prefer a challenge, I say. But it's easy to notice the tiny golden flecks in Luke's brown eyes. Chapter 3. My relationship with my boyfriend isn't difficult because we have an uncomplicated association. But it's the simplicity of our arrangement, and the lack of emotion, which makes it hard. In the month since Thanksgiving, we've talked on the phone once. We send a few texts of the generic sort. How are things going? What's up? How was your day? Chad arrives home Friday, and a couple of hours later our families eat together. Chad made the dean's list and should make nationals in March, Chad's mom says after dinner. Chad and I sit next to each other with our backs straight and our hands in our laps. Taylor should make nationals in college. She is a state champion, Mom says. Chad pinches his lips together and my jaw clenches. Our mother's pastime is to compare us, thinking it pushes us more. We've learned to be good sports about it. Our moms have been best friends since my parents moved to the United States from China over 30 years ago to attend the state university. Chad's grandparents on his mom's side immigrated from China and our moms bonded over their shared heritage. Chad and I have been pushed together since my birth. We have a bond because of our shared experiences. When will you sign with Stanford? Chad's mom pierces me with a hard stare. I'll sign somewhere soon, I say, unaffected by her look of displeasure. We'd like Taylor to sign with Stanford, but she has other excellent offers, Mom says. She acts like she's bragging, but I know there's discontent behind her statement. Chad's mom whips her head to her son and her short bob stays perfectly in place. Do you know she's looking at places besides Stanford? Yes, Chad nods and cocks his head in my direction. It's Taylor's decision and I support what she wants to do. Any school is lucky to have her. I give Chad a small, grateful smile. We haven't talked about my college decision. Taylor is a popular girl. Many places want her, Mom says. Right now, I'm wanted at a student council party, I say. May I be excused to go? Is Chad going with you? Mom asks. Yes. Chad pushes his chair away from the table and stands. Even if he doesn't want to go, he knows this is his way out. Mom will only let me leave tonight with Chad. We make a hasty exit. Thanks, I say as we settle in my car. I wasn't sure we'd get out of there. I should have expected our moms would plan a dinner right away, Chad says. Sorry, I say. They kind of sprang it on me too. Chad leans his head against the headrest and closes his eyes. His black hair is short on the sides and longer on top. He kept it all short while in high school and the longer length suits him. You okay? I ask. Just tired, Chad replies, his eyes still closed. Where's the party? Justin's, I reply. I'm tired after an early morning practice and school, but I'm not going to miss out on having some fun. Do you want to go? It's a high school party, Chad says, as if it's the last thing in the world he would attend. I start the car. Yep. And you were in high school less than a year ago. Okay. Chad sighs. We can go for a little bit. I have practice tomorrow morning. Me too, I say. I'm picking you up. Guess my mom will tell me that in the morning, Chad says. Our moms are the best at springing stuff on us, I say and shift the car into gear. Taylor. Alexis approaches me at the party and wraps an arm around my shoulder. You brought Chad. Yep. I look over at my boyfriend who fluidly flows between groups and mingles with different people, separate from me. How long have you two been dating? Alexis bounces on her toes and scans the room. 15 months. I hide a grimace. I'm not fond of our title as a superstar swimming couple, but it makes our mothers happy. We meet all their expectations as a perfect team. Whoa. Alexis emits a shocking sound, and I'm not sure if it's meant to be good or bad. You're like an old married couple in high school years. Yep, I say again. Sentenced for life. Alexis laughs. Come on, let's go bug Justin. Alexis chats away as she tugs me across the room. Luke said he's helping you set your brother up with someone. Yeah, I say as I observe one couple with their arms casually around each other's waists. That might be more of a challenge than coming up with a prom theme. If you find Luke a date while you're at it, that'd be great. He's busy taking over the contracting company so my dad can retire. He's relentless with trying to improve it and make it more successful. He needs to get out. Oh, I say as we near Justin. I didn't realize it was your dad's company. Alexis nods. It is. Dad's finally agreed to hand over most of the reins to Luke since he went to trade school and has been taking online business classes. Another couple we pass holds hands and I turn my attention back to Alexis. I'm sure Luke has no trouble finding a date if he wants one. If I remember, he had lots of admirers in high school. Don't remind me. Alexis grunts and rolls her eyes. My freshman year I was known as the girl with the hot older brother. It was hard to tell if people wanted to be friends because of me or because of Luke. At least I knew where you stood with me because you have an older brother. I laugh. I was lucky if people knew who Peter was. I shouldn't worry about his love life, but I don't want him to drag in someone I know, Alexis says. I hope he's not keeping it a secret. I can't imagine him doing that, I say. Some people wait to date until the right person comes along. You're the expert, Alexis says. Taylor's the expert at everything, Justin says and pulls us into his conversation. Ready to go? Chad taps me on the shoulder an hour later. I look at the time on my phone. It's not late, but Chad and I have an early morning practice. Sure, I say. Oh. Justin winks. Guess you two need a little alone time since you haven't been together for a month. Just because Chad and I have been together for over a year, everyone makes assumptions. And they make the wrong assumption. No, I say and give Justin a complacent smile. It's just this party is putting us to sleep. You two going to brainstorm some theme ideas? Justin smirks at us with an easy nod. I wag a finger at Justin. You're so not on the prom committee. Justin says with a sly tone. I'll see you Monday, Taylor. If you can get out of bed. Goodbye, Justin. I turn my back and walk away. It's not worth it to keep bantering. People will think what they want to, and it doesn't bother me. As Chad and I leave, we don't hold hands or wrap our arms around each other. Public and even private displays of affection don't play a huge part in our relationship. We are the most chaste couple ever. You're on the prom committee? Chad asks as we buckle our seatbelts. Alexis asked me to head it up after we get back from break. I hold my breath and wait to see if Chad will say something about going to prom with me this year. He didn't return for homecoming and I went with some girls from the swim team, and I hope to do the same for prom. I'm sure it'll be fun if you're in charge, Chad says. I exhale. I'll make it a night to remember. At Chad's house, I place the car in park and turn to him. Chad's hand is on the handle and he's about to open the door. I'll see you tomorrow morning for practice, I say. Sure. Chad turns, leans in, and places a quick kiss on my lips. I don't even have a chance to close my eyes. We never spend much time kissing. We keep busy with other things, and we're rarely alone since we hang out with our families or in groups. Kissing is an afterthought to us, like, oh, maybe I should give my girlfriend a quick goodnight kiss. I watch Chad walk to the front door. He has muscular shoulders and a trim waist. There's confidence in his posture and I try to determine what I feel for him. I appreciate having him as a friend and the memories we share. There's a sense of pride for all he's accomplished. We have fun together, but it's like the fun I have with Peter. Brotherly fun. The expectation our parents put on us dampens whatever feelings I should have for Chad as a girlfriend. I hear of this spark people feel for someone they date, but either mine hasn't been lit or it's an emotion I don't take the time to feel. I may have a long-term boyfriend, but I'm far from a dating expert. I handle a relationship like everything else in my life, it's all about the head, not the heart. Chapter 4. After our early Saturday morning practice, Chad and I get in my car. The wet ends of my hair are frozen stiff from the walk outside. Chad sits just as stiff in the passenger seat with the palms of his hands on his thighs. He looks straight out the windshield at the thick blanket of gray clouds in the sky. What do you want to do? I ask as I start the car. About us? Chad turns his head my direction. My lips pucker. I meant what do you want to do right now, but we can cover that too. I fix a concentrated gaze on my boyfriend. Chad places his hands on the dash and leans forward. Do you ever feel we're better as friends? He asks with a strained voice. My heart flutters once. Perhaps this is the spark everyone talks about, and it clicks the tough lock on my heart. It's time to follow my feelings and not my head. Yes. Do you ever think about dating someone other than me? Chad's eyes cut my way. You want to date other girls, I say. There's no need to ask. Why wouldn't he want to date someone else? He's never had the chance to ask out a girl he chooses. Chad's shoulders shrug and his head slumps forward into his arms. It's just, I'm at college, Anne. I place a hand on Chad's back. I'm fine with it. I think we should take a break from dating. But, Chad exhales a large puff of air as if he's waiting to start an important race. But our mothers will be heartbroken, I finish. I can't do that to her right now, Chad says. Not with everything going on. Chad's mom is fighting a health battle she won't talk about, but we all know it's taking a toll on her and the family. I rub my hand on his back. I understand. I'm not too keen on breaking this news to my mom. She'll have all her counterpoints to why Chad and I make the perfect couple and should be dating. My hand stills on Chad's back as an idea comes to me. But maybe there's something we can do until the time is right. Like what? Chad asks. Like fake date, I reply. It's a logical idea born from a feeling. Chad sits up fast and my hand falls off him. As in pretend to date? Sure, I answer. You can date other girls at college as long as you keep it discreet. Are you going to go out with anyone else? Chad asks. I don't need to date right now, I say. We let everyone think we're dating? A skeptical look covers Chad's face. Sure, I say. At least until we can figure out when and how to tell our parents. You might want to wait until you're out of the house, Chad says. Your mom will make it difficult for you. Mine too. Our moms visit each other often. You're probably right. I leave for college in 8 months. It shouldn't be hard to fake date Chad during that time. He'll be away for most of it. Even then you might want to make nationals or do something big to soften the blow for her, Chad says. I'll have to do something epic, especially if I don't go to Stanford, I say and drum a finger on the steering wheel. Warm air blasts out of the vent and hits my hand. This isn't like you to not make a decision, Chad says. Why haven't you signed? I press my lips tight. Most of my decisions are made for me and based on logic, but I've postponed this one because it doesn't feel right. Now that Chad and I have broken up, I know what to do. I'm going to sign with the state university, I say. I just need to figure out how to tell everyone. Good, Chad says. You'll do great there, but that kind of news means we really can't tell our moms we broke up. They're very excited about us swimming at the same college. Now I'll be swimming against you. I smile and Chad cracks his first grin since arriving home. We can be each other's fallback, he says. Fallback? I tilt my head toward Chad. We date other people, and if we don't find the one, we have a contingency plan to make our parents happy, Chad says. Get married or whatever. I laugh. You make it sound so appealing. I don't think I'm that bad of a fallback guy. The grin on Chad's face reminds me of what he was like before we started dating. You could do worse. I could, I say. And our moms will point it out. Chad is an all-around great guy who's intelligent, athletic, and handsome. He's never been in real trouble, and he's smart enough to cover his tracks if he could. Chad will be a great boyfriend for someone, just not me. Chad groans. My mom compares every girl to you. Mine compares every boy to you, I say. You can do no wrong in her eyes. This could be hard. Yep, I agree. But anything worth doing is worth the hard work. That's what we do. We're going to try this? Chad asks and grabs my hand to hold it. Fake date? Yes, I say. Chad's fingers wrap around mine and his hand is soft and warm. It takes us breaking up to show any physical display of affection or emotion. But we can't tell many people. I won't even tell Peter. And you need to be careful to not let it get back here if you date someone else. You really are a good friend, Chad says and squeezes my hand. You've always been one of my best friends, I say. I can't remember a time in my life without you. I'm glad you're my first ex-boyfriend. Want to go grab breakfast or something to celebrate your first breakup? Chad asks and pulls his hand away. Sounds better than a participation trophy. My hand is warm and my heart is light. What kind of friend would I be if I didn't take you out to celebrate? Chad asks. Unless I'm supposed to be comforting you after a breakup? I raise my eyebrows, as if Chad's forgotten who I am. Right, he says with a laugh. You don't dwell on sorrow. You race on to the next thing. And I'm ready for waffles with strawberries, I say and move the gear shifter into drive. Breakfast at the local diner is the best way to celebrate. My parents aren't big on rewarding with food, but I will reward myself with something tasty. The huge waffle in front of me is topped with strawberries and enough whipped cream to feed 2 people. Chocolate syrup is drizzled over the entire thing. Eating this waffle is my best definition of contentment. Thanks, Chad says after he swallows a bite of his stuffed French toast. Thank you, I say. You're the one buying. I mean for breaking up with me, he says. You made it easy. I thought it would be hard. I point my empty fork at Chad. We both know we're better as friends. I hope our mothers figure that out, Chad says. Or we may be fake dating forever. Let's not get to the point where we have to fake an engagement, I say and cut another piece of waffle. Swimming increases my appetite. Let's put a timeline on this. 1 year, Chad says with a firm nod. If we haven't told them by next winter break, we'll do it then. They won't like that gift, I say and take another bite of waffle. We'll just shorten our stay, Chad says. We'll have winter training anyways. Fine, I agree. But if you get serious with another girl before the year is over, you're the one who has to tell the moms you broke up with me. Chad leans forward. And if you find someone, you get to take the fall. I laugh and point my fork at my ex-boyfriend. Not happening. You take the fall, or we'll take it together in a year. I look over Chad's shoulder to someone approaching us. Now get ready for a real-world test of our fake dating. Chad turns his head and looks over his shoulder. Oh, boy. Hey, Tara, I say and shove a forkful of waffle into my mouth. She's not getting a smile from me after all she's done this year. When Ash and I were voted senior swim captains, Tara thought she deserved it and went out of her way to make things miserable for us. At the start of the season, Tara called a secret meeting with the swimmers to convince them to change their captain votes. She was nearly kicked off the team. Chad. Tara brushes her blonde hair back and slides into the bench seat next to him. She doesn't acknowledge me. It's so good to see you back. Are you having any parties while you're home? Nice to see you too, Chad says. He's always very polite. Nope, no parties. I'm headed to winter training soon. Bummer, Tara says and flicks her steely blue eyes my way. It would have been fun, but I guess you have Taylor to occupy your time. I keep my focus on eating while Tara chats a minute more with Chad. She hasn't changed, Chad says with a grimace after Tara leaves. I'm glad swim season is over, and she can't attempt to discredit me anymore. I watch Tara walk out of the diner. I told you about her trying to frame Ash and me for drinking at a party, right? Yep, Chad says. I'm not surprised. What else can she do? I ask with a shrug of my shoulders. It's not worth my time to worry about Tara. She blasts the news of our breakup everywhere, Chad says. Oh. My breath hitches when I see someone else walk in the diner. More testing. Get ready. Who? Chad furrows his brows and looks over his shoulder again. Hey, Luke, I say when he walks by. What are you doing here? Picking up some donuts for my crew, Luke replies and points to my plate. I take it you're eating breakfast. We just got done with practice and now a donut sounds good. I smile at Luke and race ahead with the test. You remember Chad, my boyfriend? Nice to see you, Luke says, and Chad greets him back. Luke and I are supposed to set Peter up with someone, I tell Chad. Chad raises his eyebrows. That should be interesting. Good luck. He says it as if it's the world's most impossible task and turns his focus to Luke. Taylor's good at a lot of things, but finding Peter a date might crack her. I'd like to see that. Luke smirks at me and then turns to Chad. I hope it's okay with you if Taylor and I do this together. I can share Taylor. She has a mind of her own. Chad pauses and seems to examine Luke. You two do whatever you need to. Before Luke leaves with his box of donuts, he places one in front of me. It's a cake donut with chocolate frosting and pink sprinkles. You can share that with your boyfriend, he says. The skin around Luke's eyes crinkle as he smiles, and I again notice the golden flecks in the pools of brown. He'll have to give me a good reason. My belly flutters as Luke says, goodbye. My stomach is a bottomless pit after swimming. Chad jabs his knife in the air my direction. You're going to have it harder than me. I pick up the donut. It was sweet of Luke to give me one. Why is that? You're not with me at college and I don't have to introduce you as my girlfriend. No one needs to know about you. Here, Chad gestures around. Most people know we're dating. If you start to see someone else, it's going to get around and back to our moms. Are you sure you can do this? I take a bite of the donut and chew. It's sweet, and I like the contrast of the hard sprinkles on the soft chocolate frosting. I'm not worried about our breakup getting around, especially when I don't plan on dating right now. Not a problem, I say. Fake dating is easy. Who's fake dating? A voice behind me asks. I jerk my head over my shoulder and sigh dramatically. Why is everyone at the diner this morning? Justin, I say with a bright smile. Have a seat. Chapter 5. So far, so good. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. It's a breeze. It's child's play. It's not rocket science. There are many phrases for saying something's easy. And it's a snap to divert the fake dating conversation with Justin and have him think I'm talking about a book I read. Chad and I make it through the weekend, and I get through 3 days of school without a hitch in our fake dating. It's not much different than our real dating. Fake dating is easy compared to some of the stuff Ash dealt with first trimester in school. We both had Tara trying to take us down, but Ash also dealt with rumors, threats, and injury. No wonder she's like a skittish cat afraid to take a treat from an outstretched palm. The hand might grab you by the scruff of the neck and wreck your plans. I'm so glad I ran into you. Ash stretches her hands out to the heater vents in front of her. Thanks for the ride. Anytime, I say and put the car in gear. It's Wednesday afternoon and our winter break begins now. I ran into Ash in the hallway of our large, suburban school after dropping off some forms to the principal's office. With swimming over, I don't see Ash as much. Ash is driven by emotion and succumbs to internal pressure, while I brush aside worries and don't let emotion steer me. Our differences complement each other, and I feel slightly protective of Ash. I've been meaning to catch up with you, I say. This is good. I mean, not that your car is dead, but that we can see each other. I know, Ash says. How are things going? Is Chad home from college? He is, I answer and clench my jaw tight. An unfamiliar feeling pokes my insides, like a monster trying to get out. Is this what pressure feels like? Can you keep a secret? Yes, Ash says, and her hazel eyes lock on me. You're keeping plenty of mine. And it's hard to beat the Dylan thing. Maybe. My head wobbles side to side and I look both ways before pulling out of the parking lot. The Dylan thing is a little far-fetched and I'm not sure I know all of it. Ash's biggest swimming rival this year was a freshman teammate who transferred to Golden Valley High. Andrea blackmailed her older brother, Dylan, to date Ash and distract her from swimming. When Andrea wasn't successful, she started a rumor Ash was pregnant. Ash wants to keep the real reason Dylan dated her a secret. I take a deep breath. My life is simple in comparison. We agreed to break up, I tell Ash. Isn't that what you wanted to do earlier? Ash twists her hands around to warm her palms. During the swim season, I told Ash I was thinking of breaking up with Chad, but I never acted on it. Yes, but I trust Ash and can tell her. Our parents won't be happy about it, and we decided to fake date. Whoa. Hold on. Ash yanks her hands back to her lap and her jaw drops. Fake date? Are you seeing someone else? I laugh and a sudden lightness replaces the feeling of pressure. It's nice to share this secret with someone. No, but I want to have fun and don't want to be tied down by a long-distance boyfriend the rest of my senior year. And he wants to date other girls. You're okay with this? It was my idea. My nose wrinkles a bit as I flip the turn signal and pull into the left lane. We'll do this until it's a better time to break it to our parents. Maybe when I go off to college. You're like the opposite of most stories, Ash says. Rather than fake dating leading to real dating, your real dating has led to fake dating. I shrug my shoulders. As long as my mom doesn't find out, it should be fine. And speaking of dating, how are things going with Paul? Great. Ash's face spreads into a smile. Paul and Ash have been dating for about a month. They're an adorably awkward couple and I'm not surprised it took them forever to get together. They're both pretty shy. Are you going to his New Year's Eve party? I ask. Paul's parents throw this huge, swanky party every year. My parents have been a couple of times. I don't know yet, Ash replies in a shaky voice. I turn left when the green arrow lights up. Have you heard from or seen Dylan since we won state? I ask. Ash's best friend, Nora, and I spent the night of the state meet trying to keep Dylan away from Ash. She broke up with him a few weeks earlier when she found out why he was dating her. Paul started dating Ash soon after. It's awkward because Paul and Dylan were once good friends before high school, and thankfully, they now attend rival high schools. We're working together, Ash says in a soft voice. You're kidding. I lean forward and then thump my back against the seat in surprise. I bet Paul doesn't like that. Yep, Ash says in a serious voice before it turns chipper. Now that you're fake dating and looking to have some fun, you should ask Dylan out on a friendly date. I flick my eyes Ash's way in surprise and then return them to the road. I'm curious as to why she would want me to ask out her so-called ex-boyfriend. He's not seeing anyone? Not that I know of, Ash replies. You should ask him out. Just one date. Now that's an idea. Dylan can be a lot of fun. He's a popular and gorgeous swimmer with beautiful aqua eyes and dark, curly hair. He may look like a Greek god, but he also has an ego and reputation the size of one. My mom will boil over if she finds out Chad and I broke up, and if she hears I went out with Dylan, I will forever be forbidden from dating again. It's a tempting suggestion to entertain. Nope, I finally say. I'm done with swimmers. Chapter 6. Unknown to everyone, except Ash, Chad and I are done as a couple. He leaves the first week of January for a winter training trip. School doesn't start until Tuesday, which means I'm home alone Monday after I return from early morning swim practice. My parents are at work, and I have no idea where Peter is. He's home for another week before he heads back to school. He could be out, or he could still be asleep in his room, but I'm not checking to find out. I open the refrigerator and grab 2 eggs when a loud noise startles me. Peter? I ask and glance around. A muffled sound comes from downstairs. The door to the basement is at the edge of the kitchen and I cautiously step close, clutching an egg in each hand. Peter? I ask again. I take another step toward the door when it suddenly swings open, bumps my arm, and I drop an egg. Of course, the shell shatters when it hits the tile and raw egg coats the floor and my slippers. I'm so sorry, the person who caused me to drop the egg says. I was going to have scrambled eggs, but this isn't quite what I envisioned. I'm pleasantly surprised to see Luke. I'm so sorry, Luke says again. He sets a paper on the table before he bends over. I'll clean it up. He picks up some fragments of the shell. I head over to the sink and grab a cloth. What are you doing here? I ask. Working on the basement, Luke replies as he throws the shell away. We start today. Your mom gave me a key so we can come in through the basement door. I know Mom said the crew was starting after the first of the year, but I didn't realize it was today and they'd be letting themselves into the house. The communication in our family could stand to include a few more details. Did you need something? I ask Luke. Because she's not here. I was told to leave a copy of the permit on the table, Luke says and holds his hand out to me. I look at it in confusion. Why is he holding his hand out to me like he wants me to hold on to it? It's covered in remnants of raw egg. I'll clean up. You can make your breakfast, he says. Oh. My long hair swishes in front of my face as I place the cloth in Luke's hand. Sure. Thanks. Luke squats down to wipe up the raw egg on the floor. I'm glad I ran into you. Quite literally, I say. Luke laughs. It's a deep laugh with a bubble of baritone and draws me in. Now we can figure out what to do about setting Peter up with someone. We can start with people you know, since he's not supposed to date any of my friends, I say and lean against the counter to watch Luke. How come I've never noticed his triceps before? They're quite defined as his arms make circles while he wipes up the egg from the floor. You want to meet the potential dates first? Luke asks and glances up at me. Of course, I say. This person will be going out with my only brother. Luke stands and walks over to the sink. He holds the cloth under the streaming water and wrings it out with a tight twist. He stands in front of me, close enough I can count the golden flecks in his brown eyes. We should go out this weekend. I don't back down from his gaze. Are you asking me out? You have a boyfriend, remember? Luke says and stiffly walks over to the egg mess. I meant the three of us should go out. I know that, I say and fumble the egg in my hand. I did think he was asking me out because I no longer have a real boyfriend. It was a temporary lapse in my full mental capacities to forget I'm fake dating. I'll blame it on hunger. I was just kidding, and I'm obviously horrible at joking around, especially when I'm hungry. Luke squats down and gives the floor another wipe. I thought you were good at everything. Congratulations, I say in a joking tone and set the egg on the counter before I crush it in my palm. You found one thing I'm not good at. I'm being serious, Luke says as the cloth in his hand scours the floor in rapid circles. What aren't you good at? Wouldn't you like to know? I say and wink, still trying to joke around. I turn my back to Luke and pull a pan out of a cabinet. Actually, I feel a breeze behind me as Luke walks to the sink again. I would like to know, he says. While we search for a potential date for Peter, we're going to find what you're bad at. Possibly setting my brother up with a date will be added to that list, I say and follow it with a smirk. We'll find out, Luke says. I have to get back downstairs. If you need anything, you can come and find me. I'll be here all day. So will I say and then grimace. It sounds like I have no life. It's the last day of winter break and my only plans are to catch up on studying. Luke places a hand on the doorknob and turns to me. Are you and Peter free Friday night? Yep, I say as a fluttery feeling tickles my belly. I must be hungry. Luke heads downstairs and closes the door, leaving a soft woody scent behind. I crack the egg into a bowl and scramble it with a fork as I remember there's a swim party at Marcus's house on Friday. He's a co-captain of the boys' swim team with Paul, Ash's boyfriend. I dump the scrambled egg mixture in the pan, determined I'll find a way for Peter and me to join Luke on Friday. But it's my last night here, Peter says from his place on the couch Friday night. He's dressed in sweats and has a thick textbook in his hand. I'd rather just stay home. No, I stand before my brother with my hands on my hips. That's why you need to go. I told Luke you're coming and he's going to be here in a few minutes. Go change. I never know what to say at parties, Peter says. It's true, and not just at parties. Peter is quiet around people he doesn't know well. Strangers extracting words from Peter is like obtaining water from a dry well. I have no idea how Luke and Peter became and stayed friends, but they remind me of Ash and myself. Luke and I will help you. I tug the book out of Peter's hands. We're your wingmen. And tonight, you will fly. I don't want to fly, and I have a feeling I might regret this. Peter reluctantly pushes himself off the couch. And none of that, have you met Peter, and push me into a girl like Luke does. That sounds fun. I grin at my brother. I want to see this. Peter groans. I'm going to regret you teaming up with Luke. Luke takes us to an apartment of someone who attends the state university. This is my first college party, and the only difference I notice from high school parties is some of the people here can legally obtain and drink the alcohol being served. I'm pleased when Luke declines a drink because he's the one driving, though I could also be the designated driver. Peter is 21 and takes a drink, but I know it's mostly to keep his hands occupied. He hardly takes a sip. Just relax, Luke says to a stiff Peter. It's not like we're hooking you up with anyone tonight. It's a good chance to meet people you'll see next year. Just talk. Easy for you to say, Peter says. I say the stupidest things in social settings. He really does, I tell Luke. I know, Luke says with a smirk. I've seen him in action or a lack of action. The last time he made some random comment about septic systems. You. I pinch my lips as Luke's smirk disarms me. What was I going to say? Is this what Peter feels like? Taylor. I turn when I hear my name. The round face in front of me is familiar and it takes me a second to remember her name. Kara. I exclaim to the girl I once swam with on the high school team. Congratulations on winning state, she says. That's so exciting. I bet Coach was thrilled to finally nail one. Well, you know Coach, I say. He's a tough man to please. I haven't seen you in forever. How are you? I'm great and this is a stroke of good luck, Kara says. The swim coach here found out we swam together in high school and told me she's trying to recruit you. She asked if I would contact you. Oh, wow, that's great, I say and turn to the boys. I'll catch up with you two later. Kara smooths back her brown hair with red highlights and watches Luke pull a petrified Peter over to another group of people. Did you come with Luke? Kara licks her lips. Yeah, I reply as my ribs squeeze tight in an unnatural reaction. He's friends with my brother. So, you're not seeing him? Are you? Kara's gaze drifts back to Luke. Oh, no, I say and shake my head fast. I'm not. Okay, here it goes. I'm still seeing Chad. Wow. Kara's lips pucker. It's one of those faces where you can't tell if she's impressed or not. I thought it'd be easier to convince you to swim here if you weren't dating Chad. It might be easier to convince me than you think, I say. I hope so. Kara smiles. I'll introduce you to some people. There's a couple swimmers here. The more I talk with people at the party, the more something nudges me. Stanford is where I'm expected to go, and I always do what's arranged. Except, I feel like I belong here. But how wise is it to decide based on emotion? You should come to one of our practices, Kara says. You'll love the head coach. She's tough, but after 4 years with Coach in high school, you'll think she's the nicest person in the world. I laugh. Our high school coach knows how to train swimmers, but he doesn't know how to deal with people. He's known for yelling and turning purple. Ash and I were thrown out of a practice because he didn't think we swam well enough at the conference meet. He also threatened to kick us off the state team. I'd love to come to a practice, thanks, I say. Are you thinking of going to school here? A voice behind me asks. Yes, I reply as Peter comes up to my side with Luke flanking him. Kara, I say and push Peter forward with my hand on the small of his back. Have you met Peter? He'll be going to grad school here next year. I think I remember you. Kara smiles at Peter. I catch the tilt of Luke's head and he lifts his eyebrows in an unspoken question. I give a quick shake of my head. No, Peter is not allowed to date Kara. All swimmers will be off limits for Peter and me. You were on the swim team with Taylor, Peter says, and I'm impressed he remembers her. Luke continues, his brow lifts. They're getting a workout. I only roll my eyes at him. And I'm trying to convince her to come and swim here, Kara tells Peter. Are you going here? Luke leans forward to ask me. If Taylor's doing that, Peter says. She's going to have to do something big or our mom will have a heart attack. That's not true, I say. It's so true. She'll flip out in her special controlled way. I'll be a failure for not obeying. You'd think a full-ride scholarship anywhere would be big enough, Luke says. Getting engaged to Chad might cheer her back up, Peter says. Commit to this school and commit to the guy at the other school. Peter grins and I scowl. Since when does Peter talk in front of other people? And he chooses to start now by talking about me? And really, fake dating is enough. I'm not ready to venture into a fake engagement. I just turned 18. You all can plan my future another time. We're here to have fun before Peter heads back to school, I say and push aside thoughts of my college decision. Luke's the one who already has everything planned out, Kara says. With his own company, he'll have his house designed and built before the rest of us even interview for a job. Luke smiles, but I can tell he's embarrassed by the way his cheeks flush a tiny bit of pink. It's quite cute. That's only because I want to move out of my parents' garage, he says. Are you going to build your own house? I ask Luke, and my stomach flutters again. I swear I'm always hungry. Someday, Luke replies. I bought a piece of property with a rundown house, but I have enough other work to keep me busy. That's amazing, I say. You'll have to tell me more about it. What will be amazing, Luke says, is if I can find something you're not good at. Good luck with that, Kara says. Taylor is the best at everything. I wave my hand in a dismissive gesture. I don't know about that. And she's the nicest person ever, Kara adds as her face lights up. There's a group of us going bowling next Friday after practice. You all should come. Maybe Taylor can't bowl. Sounds like fun. Luke smirks at me. Want to go? It might help with our Peter project. Oh, I want to go. My stomach flutters again. Sure, I say. When Kara splits off from us, Luke resumes, his eyebrow lifts. What about her? He asks. Kara? I swallow hard. She's not mom ideal, Peter says, as if he's telling us the answer to an easy math problem. My head swivels to him faster than a possessed doll. You're kidding me, I say. She's perfect. She's disqualified because she's a friend of mine and a swimmer. And way out of your league. Wait. Luke tips his head to Peter. What the heck is mom ideal? It's perfect if my mom approves or arranges it, Peter says. It's risky having you two set me up. I don't want to rock the boat with my mom. She'll always compare me and whatever girl to Chad and Taylor. She'll compare no matter who you date, it's what she does, I say with some exasperation. And what if I rock the boat first? How? Luke's brown eyes are on me. What if Chad and I broke up? I ask. Not funny, Tay, Peter says. That'll make too many waves. Good thing you and Chad are tight. Good thing, I repeat. I can't rock that boat yet. I'll make enough waves when I announce my college decision. Chapter 7. I thought it would be easy to convince Mom to let me go bowling Friday night, but it's not a simple task. It's a good thing she pushed me to excel on the speech and debate team, Because I have 5 minutes to explain my case before Luke picks me up. Luke and I would like to talk to some girls Peter might be interested in. I resort to using my brother as a tactic. I should find the girl, Mom says. Neither of us should find a date for Peter, but better me than her. Peter agreed to let me try, I say. If Luke and I fail, you can take over. Luke isn't the best one to help, Mom says. Why? I run my fingers through my hair. This conversation is not headed the right direction. Peter's going to grad school and Luke is in construction, Mom says with a slow shake of her head. Why does that matter? I clench my fists together but keep a straight face. The people Luke hangs around with might not be the right level for Peter. I take a deep breath. There's no need for emotion in a debate. It's better to be rational and logical. But really, wow. We're hanging out with people I know, I say. Kara, from the swim team, invited us. Plus, Luke knows Peter well. Luke is the only high school friend Peter still talks to, and I think it's because Luke initiates the conversation. Peter has other friends at college, Mom says. Luke is, her voice drifts off, as if she knows she shouldn't say what she's thinking. Luke is what, Mom? I ask with an edge to my voice. Nice, kind, funny, non-judgmental? I emphasize the last word. Emotion creeps into my argument and I fight to keep it back. He's really smart and he's practically running his own business. You even hired him. I hired the company he works for, Mom says. Which he almost owns. The volume of my voice increases and Mom's right eyebrow twitches. It's his father's, Mom says firmly. I know from her tone to not push this argument any further. She already has her preconceived notions, and only actions will change her mind. She's impressed with the quality of work in the basement, but attributes it to the crew. She hasn't been around to see the effort Luke puts in himself or witness the high level he expects his crew to work toward. Luke is a second opinion, I say, and change the course of the conversation. Peter trusts us together. Mom's eyes flicker for a half a second and I pounce. This is an opportunity to help Peter expand his social circle when he returns. If it weren't for defending Luke and the excitement of going out with him, I'd hand over the Peter project to Mom. This is a group activity? Mom asks. Yes, I say. It's a group of college students and Luke is determined to find something I'm bad at. The edges of Mom's lips rise a barely discernible amount. He won't find that. What are you doing? We're bowling, I reply. HMPF, the noise out of Mom's mouth could be construed as a laugh by some or a sound of disgust by others. You will win. Yes, I say. I will. Except what I want to win might not be the prize she expects. I win. An adorable smirk covers Luke's face. I slide into the passenger seat of his truck and close the door behind me. What did you win? Being on time, Luke says. I had to get home from work, clean up, and get back. You live here and you're late. Luke points to the time display. By a minute, I say with a chuckle. I won't mention it's because I was defending his honor. But I'll let you have the win. Congratulations. Ah. Luke smacks his lips and stretches. This is what it feels like to win. You're such a dork, I say and hide my grin as I buckle my seatbelt. No wonder you're friends with Peter. Luke puts the truck in reverse. Let's go scope out the dating options for that dork. Are you seeing anyone special? I ask with a compulsion to know. Not at the moment, Luke says and rubs the back of his neck with one hand. I pull some hair forward and conceal my face with it. When was the last time you dated someone? Luke returns his hand to the steering wheel and taps it with his fingertips. We're supposed to be talking about your brother's lack of dating, not mine. I say with a knowing nod. He's basically telling me he hasn't dated anyone lately, which is what Alexis said. My stomach flutters. Why is it doing this? I just fed it. Ideas for your brother? Luke gives me a quick side glance. We may have to resort to online dating when he's ready, I reply. You're giving up? Luke asks with a mock look of horror. We haven't even started and you're already throwing in the towel. It's not like this is a race, I say. When have you ever given up on something? Luke asks. Dating is not a sporting event, I say. It kind of is, if you think about it, Luke says, his focus on the road. Dating and sports take practice, work, and dedication. Some people stick with a sport or dating for a short time, some for a long time. Some people try a lot of sports or dates while others know the one they're good at. Dating is pretty much a sport. Then I must be good at it? I ask it as a question because I'm not sure. I gave up the only boyfriend I've ever had. Of course, Luke says. You're the one with a long-term boyfriend. I guess. My stomach clenches, rather than flutters this time. We'll try our best to help Peter and keep online dating as a last resort, Luke says. My mom is the last resort, I say. I think I'm going to resort to using the bumpers, Luke says after his turn at the lane. You're doing better than me, Kara says and points to the score on the digital display. You're both doing awesome, I say as I grab my ball. Plus, you make this lots of fun. Fun for you because you're crushing us. Luke yells from behind me. He tries to trip me up with his exclamation as I release the ball down the lane, but I'm focused on technique. The ball misses 3 pins, but I have another turn. You want to hate her because she's so good at everything, Kara says with a grin as I wait for my ball to return. But you just can't, Luke fills in, because she's Taylor, Kara says.
Aww,
I say and pick up a red bowling ball to match the flush in my cheeks. You're making me blush. It's easy to have fun with great people like you. I walk forward, release the ball, and get a spare. Luke reaches for his bowling ball when I turn around and he smirks at me. I guess I can strike bowling off the list of things you might be bad at, he says and his shoulder brushes mine as he walks by. My stomach flip-flops, and I swallow hard. I might need to order more food. My phone rings, I pull it out of my back pocket, and my nose wrinkles. It's a teammate from the school swim team. Please, Taylor, Melanie pleads after I answer. Tara is the designated driver and she's not fit to drive. There's not anyone else to take you home? I ask as I get a rear view of Luke launching a ball down the lane. It's not a bad sight. Please, Melanie pleads again. You're my last resort. I turn my back to the lanes and contemplate my choices. I'm glad Melanie is smart and calling for a ride, but her timing and choice of me is not ideal. I bite my lip as a hand wraps around my arm holding the phone. What's wrong? Luke asks. A friend needs a ride home, I say. From a party. Okay, Luke says. He answers the question as if Melanie asked him. I wrinkle my nose again. Are you sure? Let's go, Luke says. I'll let everyone know we're leaving. My stomach flutters again as I watch him walk over to Kara. He is the nicest guy, and I really should eat something. We'll be there in 30 minutes, I tell Melanie. Luke's truck idles outside a house as I unbuckle. Thanks, I say. I'm sorry to take you away. You can head back if you want. Luke peers out the windshield at the cars in the packed driveway. How are you going to get home? I'll figure something out, I say and grasp the door handle. Taylor. Luke reaches over and places a hand on my knee. I jerk at the sudden electrical jolt running through my body. I'll follow you and then bring you home. I'm not taking no for an answer. Okay, I say with a smile. I'm not going to debate him. Thanks. I open the door fast and let the cold night air freeze any remaining hot jolts of electricity in my body. I must be having a sugar low. You're a lifesaver, Melanie says in a shrill voice when I find her. I'll get Tara. Most of the partygoers are swimmers and I say hello to some as I wait. Across the room I spot Paul, Ash's boyfriend, and I look around for Ash. She's not one for parties, but lately she's always with Paul. Instead of Ash, I only see Tara's best friend, Bridget, cozying up to Paul. My eyebrows crease. Did Paul and Ash break up? If it isn't Taylor to the rescue, Tara says. Her pale cheeks are flushed pink, and her eyes are glassy. She's not fit to drive. Yep, I say and hold out my hand. Keys, please. Tara dumps them in my hand without a fight. I nod back at Paul. Why can't Paul drive you? I know he doesn't drink. 'Cause of Bridget, Tara spits out. She has plans for him. Okay, I say and make a mental note to text Ash and check up on her. Hopefully, this is just a drunk Tara talking. Luke follows as I drive Tara's car to her house. Who's the guy? Melanie asks when we get out of the vehicle. Alexis's older brother, I say. Luke. Tara jerks her head up and squints at the windshield of Luke's truck. He's so hot. Are you seeing him? What about Chad? Tara slurs her words and it's hard to understand her. He's just helping me, I say as I hand back her keys. That's nice of you to help them, Luke says when I hop in his truck. I watch the two girls head to the door. It's strange they would call me after all the backstabbing they did during the swim season. I must be the last resort, or they're drunk enough to not care.
Yeah,
I say and turn to Luke after I buckle the seatbelt. And thank you. You didn't have to help. You could still be bowling. I'm pretty sure I was on my way to beating you. It's dark out, but I can see Luke's smirk in the glow from the streetlights. I get it now, I say. You helped me because you didn't want me beating you. I still have to find something you're not good at, Luke says. You've demonstrated you're good at bowling and you're a good friend. But we didn't make much progress for Peter. Nope, Luke says. But we haven't failed. We can try again next Saturday. What's on Saturday? I ask. Something you might not be good at. The corners of Luke's mouth twitch, as if he's suppressing an evil grin. Is that so? A slow smile builds on my face. Are you free? Luke keeps his gaze on the road. I'll have to let you know, I say, not wanting to seem too eager, when really, I am. Luke is fun to be with. You want to grab a cup of coffee or something before I take you home? Luke asks. My stomach flutters. I must be hungry. Yes, I reply. I'll make my belly happy and fulfill this itching need to be with Luke a little longer. Chapter 8. There's no school on Monday, and I'm the only one home. I sit at the kitchen table working on my AP English research paper as noise from the basement carries up to me. Luke's crew is making progress on the remodel and it resembles an apartment. When the construction noise quiets around the lunch hour, I decide to venture down for a look. Luke stands with his back to me in the small kitchen area. He places a level on a cabinet and squats to look at it. Hey, I say. I must scare him because his body flinches and he jumps to a standing position. Taylor. Luke looks surprised to see me. Working on your lunch break? I ask. Luke moves the level to another part of the cabinet. Just checking a few things before I eat quick. It looks great, I say and glance around. Did my mom pick all this out? I wave a hand at the room. It's a tasteful modern meets industrial style. It doesn't seem like something Mom would choose, and I like the masculine look of it for Peter. No, Luke pushes his safety glasses up to his head. Bits of sawdust are sprinkled in his hair and I have an urge to brush them away. Your mom hired us for design also. My older sister does the interior design. She's good, I say. Peter will like it. I hope so, Luke says. I again notice the golden flecks in his brown eyes when the skin around his eyes crinkles with a smile. My stomach flutters and reminds me of the time. You want to come up to eat? I ask. Luke's hand brushes through his hair. I'm a mess, but you can join me down here if you want. I can't hurry fast enough to grab some food and rush back downstairs. Luke is easy to talk to and the conversation flows naturally. You don't get nervous for a swim meet? Luke asks and blinks at me while we talk. No, I shake my head. Why should I get nervous for something I trained for? I know what to do when I dive in the pool. Wow. Luke whistles, and this time it sounds like awe. I can't wait to see what you do when I take you out on Saturday. What are we doing? I ask and lean forward. Luke sits across from me on the newly installed wood floor. Luke leans forward, his face a foot from mine. His breath smells of mustard and goodness. Are you nervous? His eyes meet mine in a fierce stare. I don't look away. No, I say as my stomach involuntarily flip-flops like a fish out of water. Ash is the one who gets nervous about things. Not me. After lunch I remember I need to check on her. A mental picture of Paul and Tara's best friend flashes through my mind, and I hope everything is fine with Ash. I retreat to my room to study and reach for my phone. Me, you and Paul still together? It's best to be direct and ask, no need to skirt around the issue. I read while I wait for Ash to text back. It's 30 minutes later when she does. Ash, yes. Why? Oh, no. My question might freak Ash out. My fingers fly across the screen of my phone to respond. Me, no reason. Saw him at a party Friday and you weren't there. Ash, had a scholarship competition out of town. Me, how'd it go? Ash sends a puking emoji. I know she wants an academic scholarship over a swimming one. She plans to swim at a Division III school. She's hard on herself and nerves get the best of her at swim meets and competitions. The puking emoji is fitting for Ash because she gets anxious enough to vomit. She tried to hide it at meets this year, but it wasn't hard to miss. Unfortunately, Ash's performance anxiety only fueled the rumor she was pregnant. I hope things are easier for her now that she has Paul in her life and Tara is off our backs. I set the phone down and release an exhale. It's time to tell my parents the college plans, and there's no reason for me to be nervous. I'm ready to sign my letter of intent, I say while I help my parents clean up after dinner. You should have signed after winning state, Mom says and places a plate in the dishwasher with a loud clunk. That's wonderful, my dad says. Stanford is a very good school. I can make the call and set it up, Mom says. I'm going to go to the state university, I say. Not Stanford. In any other house there might be a plate dropped, a curse word spoken, or some sort of exclamation, but not at mine. There's barely even a moment of shocked silence. You gave a verbal commitment to Stanford, Mom says in her usual voice without any hint of emotion. She places another plate in the dishwasher. You'll sign with them. I look to Dad. He's the one who can sway Mom. Stanford is a good school, he says again. Yes, I reply. Disagreeing will turn this into a debate. I must be logical with my points because emotion won't help the situation. State is also a very good school. It will be easier for you to see me swim at State versus traveling to Stanford. The coach at Stanford has a good team record, but the coach at State was a backstroker and will have better methods to train and help me get to nationals. Both schools have a great pre-med program, but my chances of excelling will be higher at State. My dad nods with each point, and there's a chance I have swayed him from the dark side. What about Chad? Mom asks as she continues to load the dishwasher. I'm prepared for this question. Chad supports my decision. Academics and sports should factor into the choice before him. We have a good chance of being on the national team with each other, and there's always the possibility we could go to the Olympics together. We agree State offers me the best chance for that to happen. The Olympics is a slim chance, but bringing out the O word is a motivator for my mom. The Olympics takes a lot of work and practice, Mom says, and a corner of her mouth twitches. I've hooked her, and now I need to go in for the kill. The State women's team beat Stanford in a meet last year, I say. Mom's body freezes for half a second and then she places a serving spoon in the dishwasher. State is a good school, she says. It is, Dad replies. This was easier than I thought it would be. It should be simple to tell them about Chad, and I should have done it earlier, but it's not the right time for Chad, or me. Chapter 9. Chad texts me Saturday afternoon as I get ready to meet Luke. Chad, you told your parents about state. I groan. I neglected to tell my boyfriend. Me, yes. Chad, and? Me, they handled it. Your mom? Chad, I got a long lecture on not doing more to convince you to come here. Me, sorry. Chad, she thinks it's my fault. Me, should I talk to her? Chad, no. She's not feeling well. Best to stick with our plan for now. Me, okay. Me, have you gone out with anyone else? Chad, not yet. You? I glance out the window and see Luke's truck pull in the driveway. Me, no. Gotta run. I rush out before Mom gets a chance to interrogate either of us. She already knows I'm meeting friends for the afternoon. My stomach does the fish out of water flip-flopping again when I hop in Luke's truck. I must have practiced hard this morning if I'm already hungry this soon after lunch. I push a hand on my belly as Luke drives off. Where are we going? I ask. You'll see, Luke says. I peer at the building in front of us after Luke parks. We're ice skating? It's open skate, Luke says. But I don't have skates, I say, and they don't do rentals here. Luke reaches to the back seat and pulls a large bag forward. Not a problem. You're the same size as Alexis and I took a pair of her extra skates. I make eye contact with Luke and he looks away. His cheeks turn pink with embarrassment, though I think it's sweet he remembers my shoe size from bowling. You played hockey in high school, right? I ask. Alexis plays on the girls' team. Yep. Luke hops out of the truck and grabs his bag. I hope it gives me an advantage. I laugh to myself as Luke walks around the front of the truck with confidence in his step. He holds the door for me as I hop out. You really want to see me fail at something, don't you? I ask. Nothing would make me happier, Luke says and closes the door behind me. It only takes me falling on my butt to make you happy? I chuckle as we cross the parking lot. As long as you don't get hurt. Luke pays for my admission and we sit on a bench to get ready. I shove a foot into one of Alexis's hockey skates. The toe area is roomier than a figure skate. You need to lace them tight. Luke squats in front of me as I pull on the laces. I'll help you. Luke's fingers touch mine as he takes the laces from me, and I get a strange tickly feeling in my stomach again. The boot tightens around my foot as Luke tugs on the laces. His hair falls over his forehead as he moves to the other skate. I watch the tight muscles in Luke's face and notice tiny freckles dot his cheeks. I have a sudden desire to rub my thumb along the scruff on his jawbone and I clench my fists tight to my side. When Luke finishes with the laces he stands in his skates and holds his hands out to me. Ready, he asks with the smirk capable of making any girl swoon. Uncharacteristically, I hesitate 1 second before I place my hands in Luke's and he easily pulls me up. I take a shaky breath, unsure why an unfamiliar nervous feeling courses through me. I shouldn't be nervous to skate, except my skin tingles all the way up my arms from where Luke holds my hands. Any tips? I ask and exhale. I must be nervous because I've never worn hockey skates. Just hold my hand and I'll help you, Luke says as we walk to the entrance of the rink. He stands on the ice and watches as I grasp the sideboard and step on the slick surface. My knees wobble and I try to steal them as I stand on the ice. Luke spins, faces me, and holds his hands out again. We'll start slow, he says. Okay, I say as I place my hands in Luke's. I have gloves in my pocket but haven't put them on yet. Luke's hands are rough, not soft like Chad's, and I like the way they feel. They're warm and wrap around mine like a well-worn wool mitten. Luke starts to skate backwards at a slow pace. I let him pull me along and then follow his instructions to start moving my feet. Not bad, Luke says after one lap around the rink. He still clasps one hand and moves to my side. You're picking it up. I think I've got it now. I drop Luke's hand and start skating by pushing one foot and then the other. Hockey skates feel different than figure skates, but the sensation of skating returns. I even attempt crossovers as I round a corner and pick up speed. Race you! I yell over my shoulder. I smile to myself as I hear Luke skate to catch up. He pulls ahead and does a hockey stop in front of me. My palms land on Luke's chest and I stop when I bump into him. Luke gently places his hands on my waist to steady me. I caught you, he says with a smile as I look up into his eyes. You did, I say and reluctantly pull my hands off Luke's well-defined chest. You win. The ice must be melting under my skates with how warm I feel. I should be disappointed you're good at skating, Luke says and spins to my side. But I'm not. Does it just come natural to you? I took all sorts of lessons as a kid before my parents decided I needed to focus on swimming. We skate side by side and follow the circle of skaters. I didn't notice all these people earlier. I could have sworn we were alone. No wonder you're good at everything, Luke says. Not everything, I say and catch my breath. My heart thumps fast. I must have skated harder than I thought. We still haven't found Peter a potential date. Luke looks around the ice rink. What kind of girl would your mom like Peter to bring home? I groan. Perfect. What's perfect? Luke asks. I tilt my chin to Luke as we round a corner. You seem like the perfect guy any girl could bring home. I perform a 180 and skate backwards in front of Luke. You're intelligent, successful, good-looking, well-mannered, and you even drive home drunk people you don't know. I can't find one thing wrong with you. A whistling noise leaves Luke's lips. You even go backwards, he says as I notice a blush in his cheeks. Is there anything you're not good at? I grin and turn back to Luke's side. How is it you don't have a girlfriend? I ask. I don't have enough bad boy in me to attract some girls, Luke says with a smirk that hints at some deviousness. Nor enough of the boy next door. I'm not buying it, I say. I remember loads of girls interested in you. It can't be any different now. Just because they're interested doesn't mean I have to be, Luke says as we skate side by side. I don't want to invest a lot of time into dating a bunch of girls. I'm busy. I guess I'm waiting for the right girl to win me over. She'll get a great prize, I say, and a rush of warmth surges through me. It resembles my drive to win a swim race. And any mother would think you're an ideal date. Except yours, Luke says. It's a good thing you already have the perfect boyfriend. I stumble on the ice and Luke grabs me to keep me from falling. Got you, he says and holds me close to him. My breath catches as my stomach flutters and Luke wraps a hand around mine to help steady me. There was a divot, I say and swallow hard. Good thing I caught you. I nod. There wasn't a divot I tripped over on the ice, I stumbled because of a surprise feeling. Luke's hold on me knocked a divot in my heart. These stomach flutters aren't because I'm hungry, they're because I've fallen for Luke and want to win him over. I twist the ends of my hair in my fingers as Luke nears my house. I need to be rational and logical about this. I have a boyfriend, well, a fake boyfriend who's perfect for my mom. Luke is Peter's friend. Alexis is my friend and Luke is her older brother. He's off limits. This is a tiny crush because we've been spending time together. A week or two away from Luke and I'll be over it. Plus, these peculiar feelings could be because I'm hungry. I did swim hard this morning. We're here, Luke says. Oh. I glance out the windshield. I wasn't paying attention to my surroundings. Luke's truck idles on the street in front of my house. We should probably meet with a group next time, Luke says. We didn't accomplish much for Peter. Right, I say and fumble for my seatbelt. It's best not to be alone with Luke. He's off limits. I had fun, Luke says and leans over to me. He smells nice, really nice, like a salty breeze blowing through a pine forest. I inhale his soft woody scent. Me too, I say, and my breath catches as Luke tilts closer. I still have to find something you're not good at. Luke's face is near mine. Kissing? Does he want to find out if I'm bad at kissing? My muscles quiver with an unfamiliar nervous twitch. Luke reaches a hand in front of me. What are you doing? I ask with a sudden awareness of how close his lips are to mine. Luke fingers the door handle on my side after reaching across me. Opening the door. Oh. I exhale and the quivers subside as Luke sits up. Thanks. I'll see you later, I say. The cold January air kisses my face and once again hits me with a dose of reality. I'm an idiot for thinking Luke is interested in me and was going to kiss me. But this might be the kick in the pants I need to test the waters with my mom. Mom presents me with an opening the next day when I return from volunteering at the local hospital. Have you talked to Chad lately? Mom asks. She sits at the table and closes the book in front of her. Not much, I reply and head to the cabinet to get a glass. We're both busy. What do you think about us taking a break from each other? I can't figure out any other way to test the waters, and I dive in and race ahead. I get the reaction I expect. Mom's lips are a thin line. It's not a good idea. That's why you need to go to school at Stanford. I'm scheduled to sign my letter tomorrow, I say and fill the glass with water. You changed your mind once, you can change it again, Mom says. You and Chad have the same plans. It will be a disappointment if you're not together. I blink and swallow. The water has been tested and it's torrential. Going to different schools will be beneficial and push us to be better, I say. You're spending too much time with Luke. I don't see it leading anywhere good. You already changed colleges and don't talk to Chad. You need to focus on what's important. Yes, I reply. It's not worth the debate and she has a point. I've been spending a lot of time with Luke and a couple of weeks away from him will help this crush to simmer. It'll be easy. Chapter 10. You make everything look simple, Alexis says, but I know it's a lot of hard work. I can say the same thing about you. I close the door to Alexis's car after we get out at her house. I met her here and we spent the afternoon dropping off books the student council collected. We placed them in free little libraries built by the industrial arts students at our school. You did fantastic in the hockey game last night. You could skate circles around me, I say. I caught a glimpse of Luke at the game, but I wasn't close enough to talk to him. I haven't seen him since we went skating 2 weeks ago. I gave him an excuse about being busy last weekend, and it wasn't a lie because I found other things to do. What are you doing tonight? Alexis asks. Nothing planned, I say. What about you? I'm helping Luke babysit our niece and nephew so our older sister can get out with her husband, Alexis says and points to her house. It's not a Saturday night party, but you're free to join me if you like chicken nuggets and animated movies. Sounds like a party to me, I say. High-pitched squeals, shrieks, and laughs of delight sound from another room when we walk in the house. There might be a party going on. Get me, get me, get me, exclaims the blur of a little boy as he runs by us. Luke rounds the corner with a large step, a giggling baby in his arms, and a huge smile on his face. I want to trade places with the toddler and have Luke get me. My heart must be racing as fast as the running child. Taylor. Luke shuffles back a step and a red flush spreads from his neck to his cheeks. There's my cutie, Alexis says in a baby voice and holds her arms out to the baby girl. Come here. Luke hands the baby to his sister. What are you doing here? He asks me. I heard there's a movie and chicken nuggets, I say as my stomach flutters. It hasn't done this in a couple of weeks. Stupid stomach. It's such a traitor to what I'm supposed to feel. I push a hand into my belly. I'm glad you're here. Now we can find out what else you're bad at, Luke says with his trademark cute smirk. He takes a giant step and scoops up the toddler trying to zip by us. Jameson, I need you to do something for me. Luke whispers in his nephew's ear, sets him down, and the boy runs off. I narrow my eyes at Luke. What's that about? It's all about Luke trying to beat me at board games. We play Candyland with Jameson while Alexis feeds the baby. A game of luck and you're still beating us, Luke says, though it isn't a genuine complaint. Just wait, I say. There's a reason I don't play these very often. Why haven't I seen you lately? Luke asks as he draws a card with one green rectangle. I thought you were avoiding me, I say with a fake shock tone. I'm trying to, Luke jokes. I think you're trouble. Oh, I am. I hold up the card I draw. See? I take my character, only spaces from the candy castle and winning, and send it back to the gingerbread tree near the beginning of the game. I'm now losing. Luke breaks out in laughter. Jameson wins the game, with a little help from his uncle Luke, and Alexis trades him kids. Sorry, Taylor, Alexis says as she hands Luke the baby. I'll be with you in a bit. Luke pats the back of a sleepy-looking baby on his shoulder. It's quite a touching sight and my stomach flutters again watching him. Alexis holds Jameson on her hip as she walks out, but then turns back to us. No funny business, she says with a playful grin and narrows her gaze at Luke. I'm glad I can trust Taylor with you. Luke cringes. That was not my fault. I know, Alexis says. Which is why I'm careful who I have over. Thank you for bringing Taylor, Luke yells to his retreating sister. Story behind that one? I ask, curious as to what girl tried to make a move on Luke. There was probably more than one. Not one I want to repeat, Luke replies with a shudder. How often do you babysit? I ask as I place pieces of the game in the box. Every now and then, Luke replies as his hand gently pats the baby's back. My sister and her husband went out for an early Valentine's date since they have the time tonight, and they want to beat the Valentine's rush.
Ugh.
I say with a groan and slam the top on the box. Valentine's. You're anti-Valentine? Luke asks and cocks his head at me. It just seems strange to spend one day focusing on love. It's more a mass merchandising holiday, I say and plop on the couch next to Luke. I take it your boyfriend won't be here and he'll send you a huge bouquet of flowers. Yes, to the not being here, and no to the flowers, I say. We don't do that huge commercialization thing. You have no plans on Valentine's? Luke asks. His lips twitch at the corners. It's on a Tuesday, which means I have evening swim practice and then a lovely date planned with my books. What about you? The baby on Luke's shoulder lifts her head and lets out a huge belch. That's right, Luke says and places a kiss on top of his niece's head. We need to do something anti-Valentine on that day. Luke turns his head to me. What's anti-Valentine? Self-defense, I say as I become a puddle from his sweet actions. What is it about Luke that makes my mind and body draw out feelings I never knew could exist? I need some sort of self-defense to kick these emotions down. Luke tilts his head and furrows his brows at me. You need to defend yourself against that day? No, I chuckle, though I may need to defend myself against these feelings. We should have an anti-Valentine's together. Two dateless friends. There's this free self-defense course my neighbor is offering. I bet I can get us 2 slots and we can even throw in some Valentine fun by trying to find a date for Peter. Someone who can protect him would be good, Luke says with a grin. We'll have to see who's in the class. You wanna do it? I ask as the tiniest of a thrill goes through me. It's a strange and exciting feeling, and I don't do anything to defend myself from it. Nor do I mention inviting Alexis. Sure, Luke says. Especially if it gives me another chance to find something you're not good at. Oh, I'm gonna kick your butt, I say and try to imitate Luke's smirk. Chapter 11. I didn't think you meant you'd literally be kicking my butt. Luke stands in front of me in protective gear, covering his body. It's a self-defense class, I say. I need somebody to practice on. And you didn't tell me this is a class for women. Luke glances around the room. They're not all going to hit me, are they? Just me, I say. The rest will hit Sai. But look at all the options we have for Peter. I'm partial to the first lady in line. Luke gestures with a tilt of his chin. She looks like a sweet grandma type. To hit you or for Peter? I ask with a grin. The tiny lady, with curly gray hair, is first in line for Sai, my neighbor, to attack her. The elderly lady lashes out with a strong palm strike to Sai's masked face as he comes at her. Luke winces at the hit. Never mind. I don't want her attacking me or going out with Peter. Front attack first. Sai yells over at us. Be ready to react, Taylor. I nod affirmatively and stare hard at Luke. Attack me. Luke looks at me through the slits in his mask. If you say so. I utilize a knee to the groin when Luke comes at me and he steps back with a stumble. Excellent, Taylor. Sai yells over and I smile. You're obviously good at this, Luke says when he rights himself and stands straight. And making me realize how thankful I am for this protection. He slaps the thick pad covering his torso. Sorry, I say. For being good at this, or for hitting me? Luke asks and he smirks behind the mask. Come at her from the rear now, Luke, Sai yells. I turn and aim my backside at Luke. You heard the man. Attack me. This is truly the definition of an anti-Valentine's, I hear Luke say. He waits, perhaps wanting to use the element of surprise in attacking me. When Luke's arms wrap around my waist in a bear hug, I'm surprised, but not because of the timing. The rampant feeling swimming through my entire body surprises me. It's like my soul has been broken all this time, and Luke's touch heals it and sets me free. I feel something in my heart, and it travels through every single vein at light speed. Taylor. Sai's loud voice breaks my moment of enjoying Luke's embrace. Fight back. Right, I whisper and lean forward to make it harder for Luke as he attempts to lift me off the ground. My arms are free, and I now have a better angle to throw my elbow into the side of Luke's face. I use my elbows to counterattack and create space between Luke and me. Then I finish off with a knee to the groin and push Luke to the ground. You know, Luke says, nearly as breathless as me. I thought I had you there for a second. He did. What do we do now for anti-Valentines? Luke asks. I tug my hat on as we step outside after the class. When we arrived, my hair was wet from swimming, but it's dry now. Fast food, I say. I'm starving. Sounds better than a fancy dinner, Luke says. At least I don't have to dress up. But I bet you look really good dressed up, I say. Luke tilts his chin at me and blinks, as if I said he's the hottest guy in the world. My cheeks flood with heat. I rarely get embarrassed, and I'm embarrassed I'm getting embarrassed over that comment. And I bet you do too. Luke smirks. I love that look, it's as if he knows a really good secret and wants to keep it to himself, but it's almost too good to. Secret. I'm hanging on to a hard one right now, and it's ready to burst out. What's Chad doing tonight? Luke asks as we sit across from each other at a table. I shrug my shoulders and plunge the straw up and down in the shake in front of me. I don't know. You don't know what your boyfriend is doing on Valentine's Day? Luke asks. Does he know you're out with me? No, I say and shake my head as Luke's face drains of color. Why not? Luke asks. The words come out slow, as if his mouth is dry and he hasn't downed a large drink and half a shake. I shrug and don't have a reply. I don't know if we should meet like this, Luke says, and his fingers fiddle with the end of the straw. Why? I ask. I like spending time with you, Luke says with an exhale. And you have a boyfriend. I like spending time with you too, I say with an ache to tell Luke the truth. It doesn't matter if I have a boyfriend. It does. Luke rubs a hand across his forehead. You're also friends with Alexis and I don't want to cause problems. Luke's eyes flick up and meet mine. Because I like you. The back of my neck prickles. He likes me. My heart pounds against the wall of my chest because I know this can cause problems. And I want it to. I shove the straw down through the thick drink and lean over the table. Can you keep a secret? Yes, Luke replies in a whisper. I mean, you can't even tell Peter, I say. Okay. Luke gives a shaky nod as if he's frightened it's going to be a life-changing secret. Chad and I broke up over winter break. Luke leans back against the chair. Why do you have to keep that a secret? He curls his hands around his drink, and it reminds me of him wrapping his arms around me at the self-defense class. Because of our moms. We're fake dating until we can somehow break it to our families. Why can't you tell them you broke up? One corner of Luke's mouth twitches. Because, I push the straw up and down again, and this time it makes an irritating noise which matches the situation I find myself in. It's irritating to be fake dating when I lift my eyes to Luke, when I want something else and can't have it. Because it's a difficult situation. And it shouldn't be, but it is, and we don't want to disappoint anyone. Since December? Luke seems to count the months in his head. Does that mean you can't date anyone else? His question presses against me like the weights I lift to train. It's easy to push a question off. I don't know, I reply, my eyes on Luke's as I lift my shake and take a drink through the straw. I guess I'd have to date in secret. Sounds hard, Luke says. I don't mind when things are hard, I say. I'm starting to figure that out, Luke says, his voice turning flirty. How good are you at handling hard things? You want to test me? My voice is equally flirty, and I keep my eyes on Luke's. I'm confident I know where this is going. Yes, Luke says, and my heart nearly bursts. How? A dizzy feeling swipes over me. It's like I've used all my effort, finished a swim race, and won. Would you be interested in going out in secret with a guy who likes you? Luke asks. Or would that be too hard? Depends on who the guy is, I reply. My heart won't stop racing. It wants to push me ahead in this situation, but I also want it to draw out slow. What if he has to keep it a secret too? Luke asks. My lips curl up at the corners and I place them around the straw to cover the smile. I love this. I love the playful back and forth, the whirling of the blood in my veins, and the actual feelings coursing through me. I love the way Luke looks at me, as if I'm the only girl in the building. I love the way his words touch me and draw out emotions I didn't even know existed. It sounds like it could be hard for him too, I finally say. Extremely, Luke says. I'd hate to put someone through that. The idea of dating secretly is enticing, but I'm not stupid. I know it's going to cause problems, and I'm still on the fence about it. My head is telling me this is a bad idea, and my heart is telling me to race ahead. You're worth it, Luke says. He takes my breath away for the umpteenth time tonight. I think I have to meet this guy, I say. Luke stands, looks around the restaurant as if he's looking for someone we know, and holds out a hand. Right now? Luke's hand is out before me. I can take it and do this, or I can decline and continue as if nothing happened between us. I teeter on the fence. Jump to Luke's yard or stay in mine. And, I place my hand in his, jump off the fence, and race into his yard. How big of a mistake can it be to have another secret? Luke holds my hand in his as we race across the parking lot to his truck. He pulls open the passenger door for me and even places a hand on my waist to guide me as I take the huge step to get in. My heart pounds like I'm in a swim race as I watch Luke bound around the front of the truck. I know what's going to happen, and the wonderful feeling of anticipation grows in me. How come I've never felt this before? Not with Chad, a race, a test, or even a vacation to a theme park. It's Luke. The thought that we'll kiss, that he wants to be with me, that I want to be with him, it's intoxicating. I'm pretty sure I could swim a lifetime best right now, only to get it done and be in Luke's arms. Hey, Luke says when he shuts the truck door behind him and slides my way. Hey, I say and slide closer to him. What do we do now? Luke takes my hand in his and our fingers intertwine like grapevines wrapping around a fence. I remember sitting in the car with Chad and I asked this same question. What do we do now? So, this guy, I say. Is he okay with keeping a secret? A huge, big, life-changing secret. For how long? Luke asks. This could be the deal breaker. I can't betray Chad and let our secret out before he's ready. Until the end of the year? I don't say it with my usual confidence. Luke inhales a substantial amount of air, as if calculating what the time means in his head. Alexis will kill me, he says. I'm not sure if he means for keeping it a secret or for being with me. I'm sorry, I say and pull back from him. This is going to cause problems. Taylor, he says and brings a hand to my face. His thumb trails over my cheek and his fingers linger on my neck. You're beautiful. I melt under his touch. I can't recall anyone, ever, telling me I'm beautiful, at least in the way Luke is. The sensation of his touch and of these feelings coursing through me make Luke clear and everything else a fog. You understand everyone has to think Chad is my boyfriend? I ask in a whisper as Luke's face is near mine. His breath is warm on my cheek and the gaze of his eyes is intense as he nods. Do you want to go out with me? Be my secret girlfriend? Luke's voice is low, with hesitation and desire. Yes, I whisper and then Luke kisses me. Now I get the spark everyone talks about, except it's much more than a spark. It's an explosion of feeling, as if tinder were always hidden in me, drying out, and this spark from Luke fans it into a wildfire. Just as our hands feel like they fit together, Luke's lips were made to kiss mine. When our lips part, Luke keeps his face near mine and I hear a small chuckle in my ear. What is it? I ask, slightly self-conscious my kissing ability is the reason Luke laughs. Chad and I had the typical awkward first kiss with mismatched lips and knocking teeth. We didn't improve much with time and our kisses were usually a short peck out of duty. I still haven't found anything you're bad at yet, he says with another chuckle. I think I need more practice, I whisper as the stubble on Luke's cheek brushes against my skin, sending tremors through me. I believe I can help you with that, Luke whispers. I think I might be bad at the anti-Valentine's Day thing, I say. My lips brush across Luke's cheek as I smile. Because now it's my favorite holiday. Mine too, he says before his lips are on mine again. Chapter 12. How am I supposed to sleep after tonight? I lie in bed reimagining everything with Luke when the screen on my phone lights up with a text. I grab it, thinking it's him, but it's not. Chad, happy Valentine's. It's strange of him to write me this and I text him back. Me, what did you do today? Chad, I think we should get back together. For real. I kick the sheets off, throw my legs over the bed, hightail it into my closet, and punch Chad's number on my phone. Why tonight? If he had texted me this a week earlier, even a day earlier, I might have agreed. But now, after tonight, with these feelings soaring through me, I can't. I won't. Hello? Chad answers. He's 2 hours behind me in California and shouldn't be in bed yet. He's probably sitting at his desk with a textbook in front of him. No, I say in a harsh voice. The clothes in my closet muffle any noise and there's less of a chance my parents will overhear me. We can't get back together because you have one bad date. How do you know I had a date? Chad asks. I know you, I say. And I'm proud of you for asking someone out, because you never got the chance with me. It's not easy, Chad says. It's not supposed to be, I say, and that makes it worth it. Just have fun. You're in college. It was so awkward, Chad says with a shakiness in his voice. I'm pretty sure I blew it. Who cares if you didn't hit it off with the first girl? You're the first girl I ever went out with and we hit it off, Chad says. I make a huffing noise and I hope he hears it over the phone. I don't count. But everything with you is a sure thing, Chad says. I don't know what to do with other girls, what to say, or how to act. Just be yourself, I say. You'll find the girl who loves you for you. Just not you? Chad asks. You have to admit I'm more like a sister, I say. I'm your friend and your fallback, not your girlfriend. I love you, but not like that. So, you don't want to get back together? Chad asks. We're still fake dating. Yes. It's a confident answer. Are you seeing anyone else? I roll my eyes. He had to ask. I see lots of people every day, I reply. And now in addition to a fake boyfriend, I have a secret boyfriend. Luke shows up to my house on Friday night after Valentine's and my mom intercepts him. What are you two doing? Mom asks. Her face is as hard as stone. There's no way to tell if any emotion lies behind her eyes, but it can't be anything good for Luke. Luke starts, but I need to interrupt. We're planning a party for Peter to have in his apartment when he visits at spring break. It'll give him a chance to meet some people, I say. You don't need to go out to do that, Mom says and holds her arms tight to her body. You can do it here. With the way she eyes Luke, I know not to fight this. Okay, I say in a bright voice. We'll plan here. Make sure to invite girls getting their doctorates, Mom says and walks away. Sorry, I whisper to Luke. I can see why you want to keep it a secret. Luke shivers. I only nod as he follows me to the dining room. We sit across the table from each other and our toes touch when Mom isn't nearby. I relish the longing glances, the lingering touch of our fingers across the table, and the scrawled notes to each other on the paper we used to plan Peter's party. I want to kiss you. We can meet Tuesday and Thursday nights. I can't wait. I really want to kiss you. Making progress? Mom walks in with her arms crossed over her chest. I casually lean over the paper to cover our notes to each other. Nearly there, I reply. Thank you for letting Taylor spend time on this, Luke says. I think Taylor has spent enough time on this, Mom says with a harsh voice. It's been lots of work with nothing to show for it. Will Chad be at the party? Of course, I say. He's my boyfriend. The words come out programmed, as if I'm a robot repeating a canned phrase triggered by another word. He's my boyfriend. Everything in me thinks of Luke as I say it. He's my boyfriend. Perfect, Mom says. I'd better head home, Luke says and stands. I notice he brushes a paper over something on the table. What will you need for the party? Mom asks after Luke leaves. Just some food, I reply and grab the paper Luke moved. There's something under it. Oh, I say, and act startled. Luke left his phone. I should text Alexis and see if I can run it over to her. Don't be long, Mom says as she looks at the paper on which I jotted down names of people to invite to the party and a list of food. I already squirreled away the paper with the private notes from Luke. I won't be, I say, as I rush to my car. Did you forget something? I hold Luke's phone out when he opens the door to his apartment above his parents' garage. No, Luke replies and gently pulls me in. He scans around outside before he closes the door. I have to get home, I say. My mom is, well, she's my mom. This is going to be tough, Luke says and runs his fingers down a length of my hair. How am I supposed to see you? I'll figure something out, I say as Luke leans into me and his forehead touches mine. Do you still want to do this? Luke's nose brushes against mine and I close my eyes. Yes, Luke says in a soft voice. Me too, I whisper. Luke's fingers trace against my jawline and he brings his lips to mine. I really want to do this. Chapter 13. I have a secret boyfriend who I spend stolen moments with, and I love it. It's not easy, but it's worth it. For the past few weeks, we meet Tuesday and Thursday nights after swim practice in the parking lot of a gas station. If we're lucky, we get 30 minutes together, and I haven't figured out how we can meet on a weekend yet. On the first day of classes for third trimester, I'm pleasantly surprised to find Paul and Ash at a lab table in the back of the physics room for third period. I smile as I head their way. I haven't talked to them in a little while, and maybe they can help as a cover with Luke. Can we still be friends? Paul asks as I set my bag on the table next to his spot. I gasp and my lips form a huge O shape. My eyes widen. It sounds like Ash and Paul broke up. I don't want to interrupt them, and I slip into the seat next to Paul. Friends, Ash says. Her quiet voice is softer than normal. Yes, Paul says. Let's stay friends. I focus on my bag and reach for my binder. Okay, Ash says in an exhale. She avoids looking at anyone. I grab a pen out of my bag and act as if I can't hear their conversation. It sounds like they broke up. Paul leans his forearms on the table and links his hands together. His fingers twist. Could you do one more thing for me, as a friend? Paul asks Ash. Ash crosses her arms over her chest. She tends to do that a lot. Sure, she replies. Don't go out with Dylan again. The pen in my hand falls to the table. I squeeze my eyes shut at the startling noise, which renders everyone quiet. I can't believe I interrupted Paul and Ash's serious discussion. When I open my eyes, Ash gives me a reassuring smile. Oh. Paul looks at the table. Is he still seeing Sabrina? We're just friends, Ash says in a short voice. This is awkward. Dylan's dating someone. Paul and Ash broke up. I'm behind on everything. Hey, guys, a voice says. Is this the swimmer's table or what? I turn to find Tara with a wide smile on her face. She grabs the empty stool next to me. Hi, Tara, I say as Ash pinches her lips together and looks away. This is going to be a fun trimester, Tara says, her grin reminiscent of an evil cartoon character as she turns to me. How's Chad doing? Great, I say. Just great. How's the long-distance thing working? Tara asks. She taps her fingernail against the hard surface of the lab desk and it's an annoying noise. Great, I say. Just great. You two are so lucky, Tara says. I peek at Ash, who looks like the weight of the world is on her shoulders. This isn't lucky for her, to have broken up with Paul and now have a class with him and Tara. Their breakup smashes my date plan with Luke to bits, but that's okay. I grab Ash's elbow as we leave class. The palm of her hand looks raw, as if it scraped along the pavement. You okay? I ask. Her eyes are watery, and her eyelids are swollen. She must have cried a ton this past weekend. Ash is one who can let emotions and feelings drain out like a fast-moving faucet. I'll be fine, Ash says. I lean into Ash and lower my voice. You guys broke up? He broke up with me, Ash says, her voice tinged with anger. And I don't know why. I'm sorry, I say, and my mind flashes back to the night I drove Tara home. Bridget was hanging all over Paul at the party. I'll be fine, Ash says again, as if she's trying to convince herself of it. If you need anything or want to talk, I say, I'm here for you. Thanks, Ash replies. I just need to get through all these classes with him and now one with Tara. I still have your back, I say. We're lucky to have each other, Ash says. Because there's no longer a truce with Tara. Chapter 14. I may not be Irish, but I'm hoping for a little luck of the Irish on St. Patrick's Day. It's the end of the first week of the trimester and I take a chance to see how lucky I can be. After physics, I walk out with Ash. She looks perplexed, like she spent the entire class period working out a hard problem. Deep furrows etch the skin between her eyebrows. I hope I don't cause trouble by asking her to do me a favor. She's the only one I trust. Are you hanging out with Nora tonight? I ask and push my long hair over my shoulders. Ash shakes her head. She's got a date. I'm meeting another friend. At your house? I ask and Ash shakes her head. This might work if Ash is going to be somewhere else. Where at? Ash's nose wrinkles. At his house. My eyebrows rise high on my forehead. His? I ask. He's just a friend, Ash replies. I swivel my head around to make sure Paul or Tara isn't near us. It's Dylan, isn't it? Are you guys together? Is that why you and Paul broke up? Ash's face pinches. Paul broke up with me. It had nothing to do with Dylan. We're hanging out only as friends. Actually, this is perfect. Excitement courses through me and I don't dampen it. Could you do me a huge favor? Sure. Ash shrugs her shoulders. What do you need? First, I say. Are you sure you're okay? Fine, Ash says in a fast way, which means she isn't fine. Today must be hard on her because it's Paul's 18th birthday and I know she had plans for him. Okay, I say, because I can tell she doesn't want to talk about it right now. I lean into Ash. I'd like to go on a date tonight, but I can't tell my mom. Would you mind covering for me if she asks questions? Still fake dating, Chad? Ash asks in a soft voice. Yep, I reply. Okay, Ash says. But I might have to tell Dylan in case he needs to help cover for you. Do you trust him? I ask. Ash nods. I do. Okay, I say. Ash has a huge reason to not trust Dylan, and if she does, then I will. You can tell him. And thank you. A hint of a smile emerges on Ash's face. You've helped me more than once. I'm still not sure if I should be mad or thankful you announced to the entire swim team I've never had sex, but at least you crushed the rumor I was pregnant with one statement. Someone had to, I say. No use worrying when you can do something about it. I was hoping it'd be easier this trimester, Ash says in a quiet voice. But Tara still has it out for us. Which is why it can't get out I'm dating someone else, I say. I'll do what I can, Ash says before we part ways. With fast fingers, I text Luke in my next class before the bell rings. Me, free tonight? Luke, for you, yes. Me, found an alibi. Luke, Alexis is going to be out tonight. Come over at 7? Me, yes. There's a small park a few blocks from Luke's and I park my car there. I must look like a thief casing houses while I walk. I keep looking around, as if I'm being watched. My steps are quick and flighty, and I start to sweat. Is this what it feels like to be nervous? Hey. A huge smile covers Luke's face when he opens the door. Hey, I say as I step in. My mom would kill me if she knew I was with Luke. Alone. In his apartment. What's our story? Luke closes the door behind me. I'm at Dylan's house with Ash, I say. My mom will let me do anything with Ash. She won't tell anyone about us, and I haven't even told her who you are. She sounds like a good friend, Luke says.
Yeah,
I say, wondering for a second what Ash is doing with Dylan when she should be with Paul. How was your day? Luke exhales forcefully. Tough. What's going on? I ask as he takes my hand and leads me to the couch. There's just a lot of expectations on me, and I'm trying to meet them all. Luke sighs. I'm sorry, I say. I'm adding another layer of tough, but I understand wanting to meet expectations. It's the reason why I have a fake boyfriend. You're here, Luke says, and that makes the day better. His fingers trace down my cheek, to my neck, and then around to the back of my head. Luke's touch sparks every nerve in my body. The apprehension from earlier melts into a pool of bliss and joy as Luke kisses me. All we do is kiss and talk for 2 hours. I stare into his eyes as we talk, and I understand how eyes can be the pool into a soul. Eye contact during a conversation is nothing new to me, but the depth to which I can look into Luke's eyes as I listen to him astounds me. Every word he says bounces around in me and hits an emotional target, rather than passing through my usual filter of logic. As Luke listens to me, his fingers dance on my hands making my skin tingle, and every word I speak is laced with a smile. 2 hours with Luke is like 2 minutes. I have to go, I say as Luke holds me in a tight embrace. I'll try to come up with something for next weekend. Luke places a soft kiss on top of my head. And I'll see you Tuesday and Thursday. Lights from a car shine through the window into Luke's apartment. He pulls a curtain to the side and peeks out. Who is it? I ask when I notice the frown on his face. Alexis, he says. A car door slams. And she doesn't look happy. What do I do? I hold my breath as Luke peers out. I'll head over there. Once I'm in the house, give me a minute, and then you can leave. Luke leans in to give me the softest, most tender kiss on my lips. It's better than waffles and strawberries with whipped cream. Luke heads out and bounds down the stairs from his apartment to the driveway. I watch him through the slit in the curtains with my blood on fire and my emotions spinning in a whirlpool of happiness. Nothing compares to this feeling, not winning a race, getting 100% on a test, or signing for a full-ride scholarship. Luke makes me feel as if everything I've done up until now is a prelude to what is to come. My mom would not be happy to hear feelings and emotions are dictating my choices, but it's fine, because she doesn't need to know about Luke right now. With my heart pitter-pattering in my chest and my eyes darting all directions, I try to be stealthy as I scurry to my car. If I saw someone acting like this, I'd call the police and report a suspicious person. I unlock my car and open the door when another vehicle pulls up next to me. Taylor? I squeeze my eyes tight and pinch my lips together. Why now? I have the worst timing. I gather myself together, put a fake smile on, and turn around. It's dark, but with the dim street lights I can see the driver. Justin, I say and grasp my car door tight. Nice to see you. You okay? Justin leans across the steering wheel to talk to me through the open passenger window. Oh, sure, I say and wave a hand around like I hold a party favor. Just thought something was wrong with my tire and pulled over to check it. Do you need a ride? Justin asks. I shake my head. No. It's all right. Thanks, though. You haven't seen Alexis, have you? Justin purses his lips. I've heard the truth is rarely told when feelings are involved. No. Chapter 15. It seems skirting the truth is something I'm going to have to get good at. I follow Tara into physics on Monday. Her blonde hair swings back and forth like a pendulum in time with her step. Ash. Tara exclaims as she heads to the back of the room. Did I see your car at Dylan's house Friday night? Friday? Ash plays dumb.
Yeah.
Tara slams her bag on the table. Bridget and I saw it when we went to Paul's to celebrate his birthday. I take a seat between Paul and Tara. It's time for me to handle this because Tara is trying to drive a wedge in Ash's heart. Are you talking about Friday night? Ash and I hung out with Dylan. Tara narrows her eyes at me like she's aiming a poison dart at prey. You were there? I reach into my backpack and pull out my class binder. Of course. We're all friends and hung out. What's wrong with that? I'm sure that's what you all did on Friday too. I open my binder and keep my eyes on it. Did Dylan have a party or something? Tara asks. Dylan was once known for throwing big parties with lots of trouble. Nope, Ash says. He's not having parties anymore. Only certain friends can come over, and Taylor and I happen to be on the list. Tara wrinkles her nose in disgust. How'd you guys get on the list? Guess we're special. I give Tara a smug smile. What did you guys do at his place? Paul asks, obviously uncomfortable with all the cattiness between the girls. Or the fact we're talking about his ex-girlfriend being at the house of his least favorite person. I'm not sure what to say without giving myself away. Fortunately, the bell rings, and saves Ash and me from answering. What did you do Friday night? I ask Ash at lunch later. We made cookies, Ash replies. I owed him. Really? I wiggle my eyebrows at Ash. Most girls would jump at a chance to do more than make cookies with Dylan. That's it? Ash shakes her head with a small grin and pulls out a sandwich. She knows what I'm thinking. That's it. We're just friends. How was your date? A happy sigh escapes me. I'm like a love-struck princess in a sappy romance movie. If I weren't so happy, I'd be appalled with myself. Wonderful, I say. It's easy to overlook the difficulty of seeing Luke because I get to see him. Ash smiles at me. Are you going out with him again? I look around to make sure there aren't any gossips near us. Word of Luke cannot get out to the wrong parties, but the threat of it won't stop me from seeing him again. Please tell me you're seeing Dylan or Nora again sometime? Actually, Ash pulls a bag of cookies out of her lunch and twists them in her hand. We're going out on Saturday. Fantastic. This is wonderful news. Maybe we can continue helping each other. If it keeps Tara off my back, I've got yours, Ash says. Can you just fill me in on what you do with Dylan? I ask. I can tell my mom and give Tara any details she may need to satisfy her curiosity. She's still got a thing for Dylan, you know? Yes, Ash says and shudders. Ash tried to keep her relationship with Dylan a secret when they were dating, but Tara caught them kissing and spilled it. Do you know what you're doing Saturday? I ask, hoping I'm not as unfortunate as Ash to get caught. Ash chews and swallows with a thoughtful look. Can I get back to you on that? Sure. I nod, excited at the thought I'll get to see Luke for more than 30 minutes. We'll coordinate. Are you hanging low on your dates, so you're not caught out in public with him? Ash asks. And who is he?
Yeah.
I reply and push my fork around in the bowl of food. I know Ash already has enough on her plate, and she's going out of her way to help me. We're making sure we're not seen anywhere. I'll just keep him to myself for now if you don't mind. It's one less thing for you to worry about spilling. Okay, Ash says and smiles at me. You can tell me when you're ready. Incoming. I point my fork to the opposite side of the lunchroom. Paul walks our way and Ash looks ready to puke. Hey, Paul says when he approaches the table. He's tall and slender, with the broad shoulders of a distance swimmer. His sandy blonde hair is cropped close to his head. Hey, I say back as Ash only nods her head. I'm sorry about Tara, Paul says. She tends to overreact and say things without thinking. Don't we know it? I stab my fork into the bowl. Paul bites his lips and twists his hands as he sits in a chair next to me. I think I know a way to get her off your backs. What's this? I ask. Why is Paul presenting us with a way to have Tara stop bugging us? Is Sabrina still seeing? Dylan? Paul spits out Dylan's name. Ash looks perplexed. No, I don't think so, she finally says. Good, Paul replies. Maybe you two can convince him to ask Tara out? A loud snort of laughter leaves me. It's such an absurd idea, and for Paul to be asking us is even more ridiculous. It's not that crazy of an idea, Paul says, his voice barely loud enough to hear. I laugh again. But it is. She threw herself at him during the beginning of the year and didn't get far. Why does she think it would work now? Paul keeps his blue eyes on me and avoids looking at Ash. I figure he wants to keep Dylan from dating Ash again. That was months ago, and things change. You can convince him to ask her out. I don't think we can convince Dylan to do that. Ash speaks up, more forceful than I've seen her before. She's gained more confidence in herself lately. I think you can persuade him. Paul looks at Ash now, and his eyes are wide with a knowing look. Doesn't he owe you? I can't believe Paul is doing this. Sure, Dylan was a slimeball and used Ash, but Paul doesn't have to throw it in her face. Ash shoves a cookie in her mouth and eyes me with a helpless baby deer look. How is Tara dating Dylan going to get her off our backs? I ask. Tara's crushed on him forever, Paul replies. She'll do anything to go out with him. Don't we know it, Ash mumbles. She'd be so happy, I'm sure she'd leave you two alone. Plus, if you're friends with him, she'll want to stay on your good side, Paul says. That's fairly good logic, I say and point a finger at Paul. Except, why isn't she trying to get on our good side now if she knows we're friends with Dylan? Paul's head bobbles in an unsure way. I think she just figured out today how good of friends you all are. Maybe she'll calm down, but it can't hurt to ask him if he'd go out with her. Okay, Ash says fast. Fine. We'll do it. It can't hurt to at least ask. Ash is crazy, and I give her a look to let her know this is wacky. Paul smiles. Thanks, Ash, Paul says. Are you nuts? I turn to Ash after Paul walks away. Even if the world turns upside down, I can't imagine Dylan agreeing to go out with Tara. Could you imagine him going out with me? Ash asks. My lips pucker. Okay. She's got me there. Dylan is this louder-than-life personality, like a frilled lizard constantly displaying its ego. Ash is this tiny, quiet thing, like a turtle always in her shell. I'll admit she's come out of her shell, but at the beginning of the school year I never would have bet money on Dylan paying attention to Ash. But, really? I raise my eyebrows at Ash. Tara. He'd have to be desperate, Ash says. I'll ask him. But I already know he's going to say no. And Sabrina, she teaches lessons with you, right? I ask, trying to picture Sabrina in my head. Both Sabrina and Dylan attend different high schools. Ash nods in agreement. And Dylan. Were they dating? I keep hearing about Sabrina and Dylan. Their situation is similar to yours with Chad, Ash replies. Fake dating? I whisper and Ash nods. Chapter 16. My time is now incremented in the moments I get to see Luke. I swim hard at practice on Tuesdays and Thursdays because the thought of seeing Luke speeds me through. Ash and Dylan cover for me when I spend Saturday night with Luke, but it isn't all fun and games. My phone buzzes with a text while we eat pizza at his place. Chad, I'm home. My mom expects me to go out with you. What do you want to do? I groan and clench the phone tight. Me, I'm busy. My mom thinks I'm with Ash. Chad, thinks? What's wrong? Luke asks. My pinched face must give away my dilemma. It's Chad, I say. I forgot he and Peter have spring break. Luke scrunches his face up. I guess we need to have that party? Yep. I type on my phone. Me, you can say you're meeting us and do whatever you want. Chad, are you out with someone else? Me, yes. Chad, who? Me, it's better if no one knows. Chad, don't get caught. Me, no plans to. My palms sweat and I wipe them on my jeans. This is unusual for me. What if we get caught? I whisper. Luke stands next to me and his arm brushes mine as he opens a bag of chips. Maybe it's better if we do? Look who just got here, Peter says and walks into the tiny kitchen. Chad. I wipe my hands on my thighs again and plaster a smile on my face. Do you remember Peter's friend, Luke? Nice to see you again, Chad says and then looks at me. Can we talk? I stare at Chad without an answer until Luke bumps my foot with his. Oh, sure, I say and round the counter toward my fake boyfriend. Our mothers think we've seen each other this week, but it's only been at the one dinner our families had together. Chad wraps an arm around me and awkwardly places his hand on my waist when we're in the living room. It's not like it's a buzzing party, there's barely a dozen people in the apartment. I try to keep a straight face. Is he here? Chad asks. Does it matter? I need to have fun and release this worry, it's not worth it. As far as everyone else knows, you're my boyfriend. I'm sorry, Chad says. The only thing I have going right now to make my mom happy is you. I didn't swim well enough at nationals. You were up against a lot of really good swimmers, I say. I think you did awesome, especially as a freshman. You know my mom, if it isn't first, it isn't good enough, Chad says with a sigh. I know, but at least you still have me. I pat a hand on Chad's taut belly and grin. Then I look up to see Luke watching us, a pained expression on his face. I draw my hand back quick. It's the super swimmer couple, Kara says as she walks up to us. She looks at Chad. I'm glad Taylor isn't following you to Stanford. Whoever gets Taylor is lucky, Chad says. Aren't you lucky then? Kara asks Chad in a warm voice. Of course, Chad says, and I don't miss his tiny sigh. Now, Kara turns and looks toward my brother and Luke. How do I get lucky enough to go out with that guy? Peter? I lean forward and Chad's arm falls off me. No, Kara grins. Luke. I lick my lips as all the muscles in my body tighten. Luke?
Yeah.
Kara replies. Do you know if he's seeing anyone? My breathing becomes coarse. I think he might be. Well, Kara flips her hair with a hand. I guess I'd better go find out. Taylor, Chad says my name in a scolding way as Kara slips across the room to my boyfriend. It's him, isn't it? I turn to Chad and his wide eyes let me know he's on to me. I grip his biceps with my hands. Please, I beg in a low voice. Don't say anything. I really like him. Your brother doesn't get mad about much, but this will make him flip out, Chad says as he watches Luke and Peter. I know, I say. Peter won't be the only one flipping out. How long has this been going on? Chad asks with a sigh. 6 weeks. Chad tilts his chin down to me. I told you, this would be harder for you. If you get caught. I won't, I say and look back up at him. I promise. Chad jerks his chin at Kara and Luke. Is it a little awkward to have a girl flirt with your boyfriend? I grit my teeth and glance around to see if anyone is near us. About as awkward as it is for him to let me say you're my boyfriend. Are you thinking of taking a fall? Chad asks. Luke runs a hand across his forehead, and I wish it were me pushing his hair out of his face. Would you be okay with that? Just not right after this national stuff, Chad says. Give me a little longer and warn me before you do. I won't do anything without letting you know, I say. Chad leans down and places his mouth next to my ear. I'm happy for you, he whispers and wraps me in a hug. Thanks, I say as I return the embrace. You're the best fake boyfriend ever. When the party is over and I'm in my room, Luke calls. We didn't get a chance to be alone or even talk at the party. I close myself in the closet with my phone. Can you come over tomorrow? Luke asks. I would love to, I say, but I'm helping to surprise Ash for her birthday. Will Chad be with you? Luke asks and I sense the hesitation in his voice. No, I reply. You two do look like a perfect couple, Luke says. He knows about us, I say. Did you tell him? Luke sounds concerned. No, I reply. He figured it out himself. He knows me. Are you sure you don't want to get back together with him? I'm sure, I say. Luke's reaction isn't surprising, and I even felt jealous at Kara asking about Luke. You're my boyfriend. Secret boyfriend, Luke says. And Kara asked me out. I extend a hand, grab my homecoming dress, and rub my fingers over the silky material. I wore the dress twice, once with Chad and this year with girls from the swim team. What did you say? I ask and try to push aside any emotion breaking through. What do you say when someone asks who your boyfriend is? I clench my jaw. Chad, I say through gritted teeth. Taylor, Luke finally says after a pause. His voice is steady and low-pitched. I want you to say my name. I want to be the one at your side. I want to be your real boyfriend. His voice is more determined with each statement. I want to tell people you're my girlfriend, even Alexis. I want that too, I say. But we can't yet. Chad gets some say in the timing too. Luke sighs, loud enough it's audible over the phone. I'll see you Tuesday. Same time, same place. Chapter 17. It's April 1st and I stand in the candy aisle of a large store with a bean-boozled jelly bean set in my hands. This is all a setup to surprise Ash on her 18th birthday. I know the plan and it doesn't make me nervous. It's the unknown of what would happen if I told people about Luke and Chad which causes the butterflies in my tummy. I'm a wave tossed in the ocean and I'm not sure which way to swim. I realize these emotions are the ones which churn through Ash. I shove aside my anxious thoughts as Nora leads Ash into the aisle. I bounce up to the two girls. Happy birthday, Ash. I wrap my friend in a side hug. Taylor. Ash's jaw drops. What are you doing here? Getting you a birthday present. I wave the bright box in front of Ash's face. I know she loves jelly beans. You should join us for a movie, Nora says, which is part of our plan. Sure. Thanks. My smile matches Nora's. She's a cute, petite thing, and about the same height as Ash. Nora has curly red hair and a serious sense of what's in style. Her bubbly personality makes her fun to hang around with. You guys planned this. Ash tries to look angry and fails miserably. The corners of her mouth edge up into a smile. This is one night I don't have to lie to my mom. I link my arm through Ash's. Let's go find some drinks. This is the next part of the plan and I'm prepared. Nora leads the way and I guide Ash over to the next aisle. Ash. Sabrina, Ash's coworker from swimming lessons, stands in the drink aisle with a 12-pack of soda in her arms. What a surprise! Sabrina exclaims. Happy birthday! Sabrina, Ash starts and then Dylan steps to the side. And Dylan. This is a surprise. Surprise, Ashley, Dylan says. It's strange to hear the name Ashley, and Dylan is the only one to call Ash by her given name. What a coincidence to see you here, Ash says as she narrows her eyes at Nora. I can't help smiling because this is so much fun. I'm glad I let Nora talk me into this, though it really didn't take much convincing. It's nice to be here for friends. Such a coincidence, my fake girlfriend and I happen to be standing in the same aisle as you on your birthday, Dylan says. Before Ash told me it's fake, I thought Sabrina and Dylan had casually dated. I may need some fake dating tips from them. Nora's boyfriend, Nick, shows up next and as we exit the drink aisle, we run into more people. I'm sure Nora wouldn't invite Tara and Bridget to celebrate Ash's birthday. It is April Fool's Day, but this would be a horrible joke. Dylan. Tara uses a disgustingly sweet flirty voice. It's over the top. How are you doing? I haven't seen you in a long time. I miss your parties. Hey, Tara. Dylan seems to uncharacteristically falter when a female talks to him. He glances at Sabrina and I watch as she wraps her arm around his waist. Dylan grins at Sabrina before turning back to Tara. Have you met my girlfriend, Sabrina? Tara eyes Sabrina and puts on a sneer. We've met before. I didn't know you two were together. Oh, we are, Sabrina replies with a huge smile. How long has it been, babe? These two are amazing actors. They have me believing they're dating. Dylan wraps his muscular arm around Sabrina's shoulder, and they look comfortable together. Chad and I didn't even look that at ease with each other when we were dating. I'm in awe. We've been together off and on for about 10 weeks, Dylan says. Great. Tara's smile is fake. Well, we'll catch you all another time. I'm impressed with how fast Tara and Bridget walk away. Too bad Tara didn't put that much effort into her swimming. Ash wedges herself between the fake daters. I love you too, she says as she wraps an arm around each of them. You're the best fake couple ever. Dylan stiffens and Sabrina laughs. It's a loud, joyful noise. Fake dating is so much fun, she says. I don't know about that, I say and glance at Ash. She's the only one who knows Chad and I are fake dating. But you guys pull it off well. Ash lets go of the fake couple and turns to me. We should expect bad things from Tara come Monday. Come on, Dylan, I say and slug his muscular arm. Why do you have to get so good looking, have every girl crush on you, and then have them hate us because we know you? It's my curse. Dylan gives me a smoldering look. Whoa. That look. It makes my heart pitter-patter and reminds me of Luke. Luke makes my heart somersault and flip in ways I never knew it had the ability to do. Ash stifles a laugh and clings to my arm. It helps to laugh when he does that ridiculous look, she says. Don't let him pull you in with all his Dylan-y charm. I thought you wanted me to be more Dylan-y. Dylan smirks at Ash. It doesn't mean you can do it on unsuspecting people, Ash says. You confuse them. Okay. I'm confused. Ash and I used to joke about Dylan being Dylan-y with his big ego and over-the-top actions for girls. Now she's joking about it with him? I raise my eyebrows and purse my lips. You want him to be more Dylan-y? I ask Ash. Ash rolls her eyes in a good-natured way. It's just Dylan. It's what he does best. You two really are friends, aren't you? I ask, surprise evident on my face. Dylan and Ash both laugh. They may be opposites, but they do seem to complement each other well. We head to Nora's house and break out the Bean Boozled game. It's hilarious. Ash partners with Dylan and gets a bad-tasting one every turn. I partner with Sabrina, who is a lively character I need to get to know better. I also don't mind the bad-tasting jelly beans. You just chew and swallow. Anyone have spring break plans? Sabrina asks. It seems no one has any plans for their senior spring break. I throw a jelly bean in my mouth. It's a dead fish flavored one, and I swallow it fast. We should do something, I say. At least for a couple of days. Like what? Ash asks. Camping? My vacation budget is fairly small. How about my family's cabin? Dylan asks. I'm pretty sure my mom will let us stay there for a couple of nights. I lean forward over the round coffee table we're all clustered at. This sounds promising. Where's it at? Nora asks. On Lake Superior, in Wisconsin, Dylan replies. A huge grin breaks out on my face. My spring break is looking a whole lot more promising, if I can convince my mom to let me go. I don't think it's a good idea, Mom says after I present the suggestion to her. What's your primary concern? I ask. Dylan, Mom replies. He was suspended from swimming for drugs. I'm prepared and have my case points for this one. Yes, he was, I say. That was months ago, and he chose to own up to his mistakes and pay the penalty. He's been on probation with his parents and can only see certain friends. He was hired by the county to work as a swim instructor, and you can't judge him too harshly if he passed their hiring qualifications. He also has a full-ride scholarship for water polo. He should be swimming, Mom says with a scoff. Such a waste of talent. I hear he's even better at water polo, I say. There's talk he could be on the next Olympic team. The O word always gets Mom, and I can tell because her posture freezes for a moment. How many people will be going? Mom asks. 6 total, I say. You'll bring your schoolwork. It's a command, not a question. Of course, I say. I'll bring it, but I won't do it. If Ash goes, you may go, Mom says. Thank you. My shoulders relax. I was prepared for a much longer effort and this is a pleasant outcome. Now I just need to hear from Ash. Chapter 18. I bound into physics on Monday as if I drank enough caffeine to run on for the entire week. Ash. I exclaim. I haven't heard from her about spring break. Are we going to Dylan's cabin next week? You're going where? Tara's voice sounds behind me. I clap a hand over my mouth as Tara slams her bag on the lab bench. Oh, no. I'm not thinking. I can't believe I announced this in front of Tara and Paul. Tara, who crushes on Dylan, and Paul, who can't stand him. I mean, I look at Ash with sorrow. I usually know how to fix things and I'm not sure what to do. For spring break there was talk of going to Dylan's cabin, Ash says. She comes out and tells the truth. Good for her. He's having a party? Tara asks as I settle into my stool. I haven't heard anything. I still have no idea what to say and look to Ash. It's just a few friends. No party, Ash says and starts to rummage in her bag. What friends? Tara asks with her usual sneer. Sabrina for sure, Ash says and pulls her binder out. Tara snorts. Of course. Tara pouts during class the next couple of days. I only expect things will get worse because she's not happy to hear we're going on spring break with Dylan. After practice, Tuesday night, I meet Luke at the gas station where I fill up my car. Hey, he says as he walks over to me. Hey, I say as I stick the gas nozzle in my car's tank. I grin as if it's permanently stuck on my face. I can't help but smile around Luke. He makes me feel things I've never felt before and things I never want to stop feeling. I've missed you, Luke says. He has a ball cap on and looks adorable. I've missed you more. I grab the front of Luke's coat and pull him toward me. How much more? Luke smiles down at me. I stand on my tiptoes and bring my face near his. This much, I say before I touch my lips to his. Luke's hands rest on my waist as we kiss, and this is more than I ever imagined I could feel. I always thought emotions made you weak and they were best to avoid, but these feelings soaring through me because of Luke make me strong. I feel as if I can do anything, and if this is taken away, then I'll be weak. Taylor? My feet slam to the ground and I drop my hands off Luke's coat. Luke tips his chin down and away, and the brim of his ball cap covers his face. I don't have the same thing to hide under. My lips pinch together as I swivel to face the person talking to me. I have the worst timing lately. Tara, I say, while in my head I throw around a few choice words. Luke slinks around the front of the car and I hope Tara doesn't recognize him. It's bad enough she's seen me kissing someone. This is what happened to Ash. What are you doing? Tara's eyes narrow into an evil look. I put my hand on the gas nozzle, which is still filling my tank. I'm thankful the hose separates us. Getting gas, I reply. That's what you do at a gas station. I think you were filling your engine another way, Tara says. Did you and Chad break up? We're still together, I say. And you can kiss other guys? Tara's eyes widen now. It's not, what do I say? It's not what it looks like. What would Chad think if I told him I saw you kissing someone tonight? Tara asks. The nozzle makes a loud click as the gas stops and I jerk at the sound. Go ahead and tell Chad, I say. Tara already has a reputation for trying to take me down. See what he says. He won't care or maybe he won't believe you. Fine, Tara says and turns her back. I hope the kiss was worth it. Oh, it was. A text from Chad waits on my phone. I don't get to it until I'm dressed in my pajamas and curled up in bed, the scent of chlorine lingering on my hair and skin from practice. I already know why he's texting me. Chad, Tara said she saw you kissing another guy. Me, what did you say? Chad, okay. Me, Tara's also jealous because I'm going on spring break with Dylan. She likes him. Chad, Dylan Arnold? Me, yes, a bunch of us are going to his cabin. Chad, I swim with his brother. Me, I know. The Arnold family is full of super swimmers. Dylan's older brothers, Beckett and Caleb, swim at different colleges. His younger sister, Andrea, transferred to swim on my high school team this year. The swimming world here is small, and everyone knows everyone. And everyone knows the super swimmer couple. Chad, be careful. Is he coming with you? I know Chad is referring to Luke. Me, no, just friends. My phone starts to ring with Luke's special ringtone, and I text Chad quick. Me, sorry, gotta run. I race to my closet and answer the phone. I'm so sorry, Luke says. Is everything okay? It was the girl you drove home that one night, right? She's not going to tell, is she? Luke talks fast and I can tell he's nervous. She texted Chad, I say. Chad. Luke's voice drops and he sounds defeated. He doesn't care, I say. Taylor. Luke says my name with a sigh. Maybe it's time we tell people. Taylor? My eyes widen as Mom opens my closet and finds me sitting in it. What are you doing in here? I point to the phone with my free hand. I'm talking to Chad, I say and grip the phone tight with my other hand. Mom's face gets a hint of a smile. Good. I'm glad you two are talking and you're not hanging around Luke so much. Mom, I start and try to cover the mouthpiece on the phone. Chad is a perfect partner for you. Ideal, Mom says. And I talk to Ash's mom. You can go on spring break with her. There's silence. I hold the phone and my breath as Mom leaves my room. I know Luke is still on the other end, but I'm not sure what he heard. You're talking to Chad, huh? Luke doesn't sound happy. Are you going to tell her about me? I can't, I say and choke on the words. I'll fall short of expectations and be viewed as a failure. What have you failed at? Luke asks. At Chad. It's hard to say the answer, but it's the truth. There's another moment of silence. A moment so quiet it's loud and screams in my head. Failure. You two fake date because you're afraid of your families thinking you failed? Luke asks in a soft voice. Yes. I exhale. Where does that put me? Luke asks. You're my boyfriend, I say. But I'm not ideal, Luke says with contempt. I squeeze my eyes tight. He did hear my mom. What do you want me to do? I ask. I'm not ideal either. Alexis made you sign a contract. We need some time to think this over. Let's just take a small breather until you get back from spring break. Are you breaking up with me? I ask as my stomach clenches. No, Luke says. I can imagine him shaking his head and the way his hair moves around his face. I just want you to think about telling people after spring break. I can think. I can be logical and rational about this. Okay, I say as my stomach clenches again. Is this what apprehension feels like? Chapter 19. The week passes with my usual schedule of activities, except I don't get to see Luke. It's Monday and I sit in the back row of Nick's SUV with Ash. Nick and Nora sit up front, and Sabrina and Dylan are in the middle row. The drive is fun, but it gets interesting as we approach Dylan's cabin. After Dylan enters a code for the gate, Nick drives down a long stretch of blacktop. This is your cabin? Sabrina asks as Nick pulls up to what cannot be called a cabin. I crane my neck to see out the window and a massive home stands in front of us. I lean forward and smack Dylan on his back. Shut up. I look out the window again with a smile. This is going to be some spring break. Are you right on the lake? Dylan nods. We have over 100 acres with quite a bit of shoreline. It's pretty remote and quiet here. It's my mom's favorite place. Get out. I wave my hands around. I'm excited. I suggested we do something together for spring break because this is an epic beginning. And I mean that, as in actually, get out of the vehicle so we can go explore. I'm the last one to tumble out before we grab bags and head up the front walk. Dylan gives us a tour of the 5 bedrooms, bunk room, 6 bathrooms, and common spaces. This place is amazing. The 4 girls claimed the bunk room for sleeping and then we all split up. Taylor. Sabrina motions to me. Wanna play foosball? Sure, I say, happy she asked me. Nora and Nick head off together. I see Dylan and Ash hang back. I have to warn you, Sabrina says as we each take a side at the foosball table in the game room. I kill at this game. I'll take it easy on you, though. Don't do me any favors, I say. I can take hard. Sabrina doesn't take it easy on me, and if she does, she still wins. You're amazing, I say. I bet you could go pro. Too bad there aren't full-ride scholarships for playing foosball, Sabrina says. I could have had my pick of colleges then. Where are you going? I ask. State University, Sabrina says. With nearly everyone else. Me too, I say. Nick, Nora, and Dylan are also going. Ash is the only one of this group going somewhere else. She and Paul are headed to Eastern, a smaller subset of the state university. My phone vibrates in my back pocket and I pull it out. It's Luke. We may not be seeing each other, but he texts to see how I'm doing. Luke, did you make it? Me, yes. Luke, just checking. Who's the guy? Sabrina asks. I look up at her as she fluffs her short, dark hair with her fingers. Why do you ask that? Sabrina wiggles a finger at me. Because of the way you smile when you look at your phone. I pocket my phone with a sigh. What's up with you and Dylan fake dating? Was that just for Tara? Sabrina's laugh is deep and loud. No. We originally started fake dating so Ash's boyfriend would be comfortable with her trying out for water polo with Dylan. We even double dated with them. I need to catch up with Ash, I say. I had no idea you and Dylan double dated with Ash and Paul. I'm glad they broke up, Sabrina says. There was just something about him I didn't like. She really liked Paul, I say, as if I need to defend him. Paul's a nice guy. I think she's better off with Dylan, Sabrina says. I snort. They have a history. And I think they're just friends. They are, Sabrina says. But Dylan has the hots for Ash. He would get back together with her in an instant. Huh. I bite my lip. Ash was with Paul for a lot longer than she was with Dylan. I think Ash would get back together with Paul. I can't imagine Ash taking Dylan back after their previous dating incident. How do you trust someone who lied to you? Or she gets back with neither of them, Sabrina says. Now who's the guy on your phone? Only Ash knows, I say with an urge to tell Sabrina. My heart is winning out over my head lately. Can you keep a secret? Sabrina puts her palms on the edge of the table and leans over it. Have you seen the group here? We're the only ones who know about Dylan and Ash. Minus that creepy ex-boyfriend of hers. Wait. I shake my head to clear it. You know the whole Dylan story. Sure. Sabrina stands up straight and examines her nails. They're painted a deep purple with floral decorations. I'm a trained student mediator. They did this whole mediation session with me and hashed out their problems. I won't repeat it because I keep things in strict confidence. But it sounds like you already know it. I think I could use you with my mom, I say. What's going on? Sabrina says. Strictest confidence. I promise. I twist a handle of the foosball game in my hand. Basically, I dated this guy because our moms set us up. They're pretty much determined we're going to get married. We had a mutual breakup, but we're fake dating for our parents' sake. He's away at college. Sabrina nods her head and gives me an encouraging look. I forge on with my confession. And I recently started seeing this other guy, who my mom doesn't think is a good fit for me, and he wants to tell everyone we're dating, and I want to, but I don't know. I'm supposed to think about it while I'm here. Fake dating to please the parents, while secretly dating on the side. Sabrina looks at me with large, dark eyes. Is that the short story? And the guy I'm seeing is my older brother's friend. We originally teamed up to find my brother a date, at my mom's request. Sabrina whistles. Anything else? He's also the older brother of one of my friends, and she doesn't want him dating her friends, I say. Any advice? Oh, girl. I like you, Sabrina says with a grin that displays white teeth between plump red lips. You're gonna be my new best friend. Give me some good advice and I'll crown you my new best friend. I grin back at Sabrina. Her straightforward personality appeals to me. Do you like this guy? Sabrina asks. Yes. There's no hesitation in my answer. Could this be a long-term thing? I throw my hands up. What's long-term when you're our age? Sabrina pinches her lips together, crosses her arms over her chest, and raises her eyebrows. Short-term or long-term? You have to pick. Long-term, I say. I'm not a short-term girl. I think you already know what you're supposed to do, Sabrina says with a short nod of her head. Race ahead and tell everyone, I reply. It'll only get worse if you drag it out. Would you want your parents to find out from you or someone else? Sabrina asks. I try to envision how my mom would react if I told her or someone else told her. Neither way would be pretty. You're right, I say. But I'm not sure how to tell them, and even if my fake boyfriend is ready for that, I have to account for his family too. Most problems are because of lack of communication. Things would be solved quicker if people are honest and use the right words to express their side of things. You can usually find a solution or compromise. That's the problem in my family, I say. We don't communicate about certain things. We rarely express our feelings. What would have happened if you told your family right away about your breakup? Sabrina asks. Are you just delaying the outcome? Yes, I say. Isn't that why people hold things back? Because you're afraid of how they'll react? Sabrina grips the table and leans toward me. Yes, I say with a tightness in my chest. I eat stress for breakfast and spit out fear, but this time it's stuck in me. This is the one area in my life where I'm not racing ahead to get the win and show everyone. The prize is much bigger than a gold medal or an A, but I also stand to lose more. We return from Dylan's cabin Thursday night and I make plans to meet Luke the next evening. The excitement I feel to see Luke is hard to manage during the day, and I've never had this intense feeling of anticipation. Alexis won't return until Saturday, which means I don't have to park my car blocks away. Rushing up the edge of the driveway, I take the stairs 2 at a time to Luke's apartment. He opens the door before I can even knock. Hey, he says as I step in and he closes the door behind me. Hey, I say and turn to face him. Luke's smile is as wide as mine. Hi, he says and reaches his hand out to mine. His fingertips graze along the back of my hand, sending tiny tremors rippling up my arm. Hi, I say as his hand wraps around mine. This feels like such a cliched moment, and I don't care, because I love it. There's something about saying such a simple word to each other, but it means 1,000 times more than its one syllable. How was the trip? Luke asks and leads me to the couch. It was fun. I settle into the loose cushion next to Luke. How was work? Taylor. Luke's grip on my hand tightens. You like to get to the point, right? I don't want to right now. I don't want this feeling to end, but I nod. Yes, I whisper. I missed you. I thought about this and I don't care how we have to do this. Luke's eyes lock on mine and my heart beats hard against my chest. I just want to be with you. Really? I ask in the softest whisper. This feeling of euphoria is better than a medal which will tarnish. This is the prize I'm racing for and I don't care who knows. Yes, Luke says. We can keep us a secret until you're ready. I'm ready, I say. It should be simple to tell everyone. Luke raises a hand and brushes hair behind my ear with his fingers. You realize it usually takes hard work to make something simple? I thrive on hard, I say. My words come out breathless sounding, and right now I'm thriving on this feeling soaring through me. Luke brings his face close and his nose brushes along mine. He's making this hard, and I don't want to wait any longer for him to kiss me. Luke's lips brush against my ear as he whispers. Do I get to kiss you? Yes, I say, and I draw Luke closer with my arms. I close my eyes as his lips meet mine. I know I'm not dreaming. This is everything I never knew I was hoping for and more. This is what I've been missing by tamping down my emotions. A loud knock sounds on the door and Luke and I jerk apart. Luke? Are you home? Another knock sounds on the door. Alexis, Luke hisses. I thought she wasn't getting home until tomorrow, I whisper back. Me too. Luke looks around wildly, as if he's looking for a place to stick stolen contraband. Luke? Alexis asks again with one more knock. No. Luke jumps up from the couch as the door handle starts to turn. He rushes to the door and pushes against it with his body weight. Just a minute. I'm changing. Luke repeatedly points his finger at his bedroom door. I point to myself and then to the bedroom and Luke nods. He wants me to hide in there. I guess we're not ready to tell Alexis. You could have done that in your room, you know? Alexis says from behind the door as I scurry to Luke's room. Or lock your door so unsuspecting siblings don't walk in on you. Almost done, Luke says. I lean against the door and listen to the exchange between Luke and Alexis. I didn't know you were coming home tonight, Luke says after he opens the door. Well, hello to you, Alexis says. I saw your light on and thought I'd come see what you're doing. Well, not much, Luke says. Great, Alexis says. Then we can hang out together. You wanna watch a movie? I can't quite hear Luke's muffled response and I press my ear to the door. You can fall asleep on the couch. I'd rather watch something here with you. Mom and Dad are having some friends over soon. Alexis's voice carries to the bedroom. What? Luke exclaims the word and I think I mouth it at the same time. How am I going to get out of here without being seen? They're hosting their group thing tonight. And since I'm home, I'd rather not be there for that, Alexis says. If you have a date or something, you're free to go. But can I hang out here? I hold my breath and wait for Luke's reply. Gosh.
Yeah.
No plans. You can stay. Cool, Alexis says, and it sounds like she sits on the couch. You should go out sometime, but not with anyone I know. I hear Luke clear his throat. What if I did go out with someone you know? What's wrong with that? You signed a contract, Alexis replies. I'd be pissed, especially if you don't clear it with me first. Now what should we watch? I swallow hard. Yep, we're not telling Alexis tonight. Why don't you pick something out while I change? Luke's voice sounds from behind the door, and I shuffle to the side. Didn't you just change? Alexis asks. I was rushing to get the door and pulled a shirt from the wrong pile, Luke lies. I'll be back in a minute. I back against the wall next to the door as it opens. Luke closes it quick and rips off his shirt. Sorry, he whispers as he walks by me to his dresser. I've grown up seeing guys more naked than Luke. He has jeans on, and I've spent countless hours around guys in swimsuits. A half-naked male body doesn't usually faze me, but now, wow, I try to remember to breathe and wonder where to look. What do I do? I ask. Luke throws his t-shirt on the bed and pulls another one out of a drawer. I'll figure something out, but this is bad timing. We can't tell her now. Do you mind waiting here a little longer? Not at all, I say as I watch Luke pull another shirt over his torso. My pulse rages and I feel it in my neck. Luke walks to me and cups my face in his hands. I'm so sorry about this, he says. I'll try to make an excuse to do something. He presses his lips to mine, but unfortunately, it's only a quick instant because his sister yells for him again. How long does it take to change your shirt? Alexis shouts. An exasperated noise leaves Luke's lips. I better go. I'll try to get back soon. I smile, nod, and watch him leave. Once the door is shut, I look around Luke's room. The sun sets outside the window and leaves enough light for me to see things. A queen-sized bed is along one wall with the dresser on the opposite wall. A desk stands to the right of the bed and I tiptoe over to it. Luke's laptop is closed, and books are stacked in a pile. The one on top looks like it's for a business course. Papers are strewn around with notes and drawings. A stack of business cards in a holder sits on one corner of the desk. I haven't seen Luke's business card and I pick one up. The card is thick, and I run a finger over it. It's nice to see Luke's name in print. He drives himself hard with this business and I admire his work ethic. I wish my mom could grasp how successful Luke is. My phone starts to ring loud and with a shaky hand I grab it from my back pocket. Stupid, stupid, stupid me. This is what I get for following my heart and not using my head. I should have turned the ringer down. I jab the button to silence the phone and hold my breath. What was that? I hear Alexis ask. It must be my work phone, Luke replies. I should check it. I scramble to the wall behind the door again and look at my phone. Speaking of my mom, she's the one who called. She'll know I silenced her, and I need to text back. Me, sorry. Busy. Can't answer. Luke opens the door and closes it quick as I send the text. Sorry, I whisper. My mom called. The phone buzzes in my hand with an incoming text. Oh, no. I hold the phone out for Luke to see. Mom, where are you? Luke swears under his breath and I clasp a hand over my mouth. I forgot to secure an alibi for tonight. I was so excited to see Luke, I just left the house. Tell her you're helping a friend with car trouble, Luke says. And I'll get rid of Alexis for a couple of minutes. Okay. My fingers sail over the screen with an excuse to my mom. I'm usually so good at things, and secret dating is showing me to be an amateur. Hey, Alexis, Luke yells out the door. Does mom have any popcorn? I thought you had some, Alexis yells back. I'm out, Luke says. Could you run and pop some for the movie while I finish this email? Fine. I hear Alexis huff as I send a text to my mom. Luke watches his sister leave and motions for me to follow him. I stand next to the door while he peers through the curtain. She's inside, he says. You'd better go quick.
Bye.
I rush out the door, scurry down the steps, and run to my car. The cool night air hits me like the freezing cold water in Lake Superior when I jumped in on spring break. It jolts me back to reality. We can't tell anyone yet because the timing isn't right. Perhaps I should be more worried about it, but there's only one thing bothering me right now. I didn't get a
goodbye
kiss from Luke. Chapter 20. The student council has a meeting during lunch period when we return to school on Monday. Alexis drops into the chair next to me. How was your spring break? I run my fingers through my hair and tuck some behind an ear. It was fine, Alexis says. How was yours? I went to a cabin with some friends, I say and wipe my palms on my jeans. Sounds nice, Alexis says, and her fingertips tap on the table. Have you and Luke? Don't you need to start the meeting? I interrupt. Alexis smushes her lips together.
Nah.
We can chat for a few minutes and then I'll start it. Sure. I reach into my lunch bag to avoid looking at Alexis. Alexis does the same and pulls out a sandwich. Have you and Luke found Peter a date yet? Not really, I say. We have some options, but it's better to wait until Peter moves home. Oh. Alexis bites her sandwich, chews, and swallows with a thoughtful look on her face. Has Luke mentioned if he's seeing anyone? No, I clear my throat. Why would he do that? I was just curious if he said anything to you, Alexis says. Since you two talk. Nope. I shake my head and shove a forkful of food in my mouth. But I think a girl asked him out at Peter's party. Huh. Alexis's lips twist. Do you know the girl? Because I get the feeling he's seeing someone. I shake my head and shove another forkful of food in. And I don't know why he wouldn't tell his family who he's dating, Alexis says. I shove another forkful of food in my mouth. I resemble a chipmunk with full cheeks. Except if he's breaking our contract, Alexis continues. I cough with my mouth closed so I don't spray the table with chewed food. I grab my water bottle and wash everything down with a stiff drink. What contract? I ask, though I know all about it. When I was a freshman and Luke was a senior, my parents did this thing to make it, I don't know, better or more fun or something, to go to school together. We each got to come up with a short contract for the other to sign. I signed his saying I wouldn't be the annoying little sister who makes embarrassing remarks to his friends. I made him sign one that he would never date any of my friends or a girl in my class. Oh, I say and take a quick swig of my water. Are those contracts still valid with him out of high school? Yes. Alexis's answer is emotion-filled. Can you imagine your brother dating someone you know? I did say I wouldn't let him date one of my friends. Luke and I could set you up with Peter. I attempt to grin. You're hilarious, Taylor, Alexis says in a deadpan voice. What makes you think Luke has a secret girlfriend? I hope I don't sound guilty. He's just different, he acts all, I don't know, happy, Alexis replies. Like he's in love. I'm struck speechless and hold the fork still in my hand. My heart swells in my chest and it would be so simple to tell Alexis right now. But simple is hard, and I can't do it alone. Wow, I say when I release a breath. What would you do if he's dating someone you know? Take her down, Alexis says, and it's a stab to my happily inflated heart. I will make life difficult for them. All I can hope is it isn't a friend, because why would a friend go behind my back? Maybe because of that contract? I try to make it sound like I'm joking, but my laugh is coated in guilt. Ladies, Justin says and sits on the other side of Alexis. Are we having a meeting? In a minute, Alexis says and turns back to me. I'm pretty sure he had a girl over Friday night. I cough again. We can't have these conversations when I'm eating. Friday? I ask after I swallow. Who had a girl over? Justin asks. My brother, Alexis says. And I think it's someone I know, because he's being all mysterious and weird. He lives above your garage, right? Justin asks and Alexis nods as she takes a bite of her sandwich. Don't your parents have security cameras you could check? Oh, that's brilliant. Alexis's face brightens. That's even better than checking his phone, because I haven't figured out his passcode. What kind of security cameras do you have? I hope it sounds like a nonchalant, totally normal question to ask. One of those Wi-Fi ones triggered by motion, Alexis says. My mom has an app on her phone. I'll have to ask to check it later. I hope she had it on. That's what my parents have too, I say. My insides are twisting in horror. I need to text Luke, but I can't with Alexis next to me. We'd better get started, Alexis finally says. I need to get started on figuring out how to tell Alexis before she discovers I'm dating her brother. I don't want her trying to take me down, because I don't want to have to unleash my new self-defense skills on a friend. After lunch, I hurriedly send a text to Luke. Me, your sister knows I was there Friday. Me, I mean, not me, but knows someone was with you. Me, she's going to check the security cameras. Me, and she's tried to hack into your phone. Luke, maybe it would be good if she figures us out. Me, she remembers the contract and said she'd make life difficult. Luke, I'll take care of it. Luke takes care of it and makes sure Alexis doesn't discover I'm the one seeing him. He decides it's not time to tell her and it's been easy to keep our dating secret for 2 more weeks. How was your Saturday night with Dylan? Ash asks me at lunch on Monday. She draws out Dylan's name and looks at me with raised eyebrows. Ash procured Dylan as my alibi so I could meet with Luke on Saturday. We went to the property he owns on a lake to paddleboard and have a picnic dinner. Great. I look around and lean into Ash. Wonderful. I owe you too. Can we keep this up a little longer? I guess. Ash bites into her sandwich. Did you have a good time with Paul? Are you two back together? I ask. She was doing something with Paul and didn't want to draw him into my circle of lies. Ash shakes her head rapidly and swallows. No. I want to be friends a while longer. Good luck with that, I say. If something's meant to be, it's meant to be. True, Ash says. But I'm happy with friends for now. She looks around the cafeteria and I know she's looking for Paul. When he looks her way, she turns her attention back to me. Are you going to prom? I jab my fork into my bowl. Stupid prom. The committee came up with the theme of a night to remember, and it's not going to be quite the night I want to remember. In a horrible twist of timing, prom is the same day as Luke's 21st birthday. Still trying to figure that one out. Chad's parents and mine want us to go together. He'll be home from college then. I don't know. I pulse my fork against the side of the bowl. Why is a solution to this eluding me? I know it should be as simple as telling the truth, but this is difficult in a way I've never experienced before. We might have to do the whole dressing up thing, make an appearance, and then ditch. How long can you keep this up? Ash asks. I blow some hair out of my face. Telling the truth has been blown out the window, and it's back to following the original plan. I hope until I go to college. And what about you? Prom plans? Ash shakes her head like a toddler refusing a bath. Nope. I'm sure there's someone who'd go with you. I grin at Ash. For a girl who didn't have her first boyfriend until recently, she now has a couple of guys I'm sure would be in line to take her. Not interested, Ash says. And I'm Dylan's excuse to not go. Excuse. I wish I had an excuse to not go to prom with Chad. Chapter 21. I can't come up with excuses anymore, Luke says as he sits in my car with me at the gas station Thursday night after practice. How'd she find out? I ask. The security cameras, Luke says and rubs a hand over his forehead and eyes. She's pretty much seen you every time and didn't tell me until she figured out who you were this last time. And she said she only mentioned it to me because she knows you're friends with Alexis. I pinch my lips together. Sabrina texted me yesterday and asked if I told the truth yet. Now Luke's mom knows about us. I should take this as a sign it's time for us to tell everyone. We keep waffling back and forth and need to arrange something before it all falls apart. Okay. I reach over and rub my hand against Luke's cheek. It's rough with stubble, yet soft. No more excuses. We tell the truth. Luke places a hand over mine. Are you sure? I nod. I'll let Chad know first, but we'll do it tomorrow night. We'll tell my family and then yours. And then take the consequences, Luke says with a smirk. It sounds like he's joking, but I'm aware there could be a prize to lose. No more arranging alibis or covers for our secret dating. Being honest is the only way to fix this. It's Friday, and I text Chad at lunch. Me, what if I take the fall? Chad, wait. I'm on a plane home for the weekend. I'll see you at your house tonight. Me, you're coming home? I check my phone every 5 minutes, but he doesn't text me back. When I get home from school, Chad's car is in the driveway. Luke pulls in a minute after me and parks behind it. I rush out to meet him. It's best to spit out the fear and get this over with. Are you sure about this? Luke asks. He faces me and holds both my hands in his. My arms tingle as his thumbs run over my hands. Yes, I say, though this is the first time in recent history I feel any sort of unsureness. I'm trying to convince myself to be sure. It's the right thing to tell everyone we're dating. It's been said 90% of the things people fear don't come true. I don't fear much, but right now 100% of my fears deal with how people are going to react to the news about Chad and then Luke. It's a doubleheader and the reaction could be strong. It's going to work out, Luke says. He leans forward and places a tender kiss on my forehead. If he makes me feel like this, it has to be fine, even if it all falls apart. Let's do this, I say and push open the door from the garage into the house. As we walk in the hallway, I take Luke's hand and he gives mine a reassuring squeeze. It sounds like everyone is in the formal living room and I walk that way with confidence. It's time for the truth to be known. I have something to tell everyone, I start as I round the corner. Chad stands by the wide entrance into the living room and his eyes grow large when he sees my hand clasped around Luke's. Taylor, he exclaims. There you are. Chad hides the view of my hand holding Luke's from everyone with his body. He places his hands on our wrists and gently tugs Luke and me apart. You can't do this now, he hisses. What's going on? I whisper as I peer around Chad. The moms are on one couch and the dads are on the other. Peter leans against the wall at the entrance across from us. I had no idea he was coming home this weekend. This is a bad idea, Chad whispers with a glance over his shoulder. It's the wrong time. Why? I never pictured Chad as a jealous ex-boyfriend. Luke? Peter walks over and Luke sidesteps away from me. What are you doing here? Taylor and I, Luke starts. Luke was dropping something off for Taylor, Chad interrupts. Right, guys? Chad gives us both a warning glance as he steps in the void created when Luke moved away from me.
Yeah,
Luke says. His eyes dart between Chad and me as Chad wraps an arm around my waist. It feels quite unnatural, and I want to squirm away, but I don't. And I heard you were here. Luke's look is as confused as mine. That's great, Peter says. But I can't talk right now. Can I text you later? What is going on? My mind races to search for an answer. Taylor, Mom says from where she sits next to Chad's mom, and I blink rapidly. Mom turns her body my way and glares at Luke. We need to talk. I shudder. Those 4 words never precede anything good. I'll be right back, Chad says and releases me. I'll walk Luke out. He turns and in a gruff motion grasps Luke's arm. Chad. I hiss in a warning tone for the way he's treating my boyfriend. Trust me, Chad whispers back. Peter moves in next to me. What's going on with those two? He watches Chad lead Luke away. I shrug with a frown. Taylor, Mom says. Have a seat. Then the bomb is dropped. I've said it before, my family is horrible at communication, and I never had an inkling this was coming. Surgery, I say as Chad and I sit with Peter in the basement apartment while the parents are upstairs. Tomorrow. Chad's mom has kidney disease and is on the transplant list. My mom was tested weeks ago and is a perfect match. The transplant surgery is tomorrow morning, and this is the first I'm hearing about it. Sorry, Chad says. I knew she was on the list and could have surgery at any point, but I didn't know your mom volunteered and the surgery is tomorrow. They sprung it on me too. I place my elbows on my knees and lean forward to put my head in my hands. And I was going to take the fall tonight. I'm sorry, Chad says. It's just not the right time. It's looking like it'll never be the right time, I say with a sigh into my hands. When left on my own, I have the worst timing. Maybe when they recover? Chad asks. Maybe, I say, thinking of the way our moms remarked how our families are bonded because they have matching kidneys and Chad and I are together as a couple. I hope you two aren't talking about what I think you're talking about. Peter's lips press into a thin line. I lift my head out of my hands and look at my brother without an expression. What do you think we're talking about? Breaking up, Peter says, his jaw set tight. Neither of us reply and I drop my head back into my hands. No. You can't. Peter's tight jaw juts out. This is super bad timing. Can't you work things out for a little longer? Fake date or something to keep this from devastating them? We've been doing that since December, I say through my hands, and it comes out muffled. What? Peter exclaims. He rarely raises his voice. We've been fake dating for over 4 months, I say. Peter grips the edges of the chair and starts to squirm. Are you guys seeing other people? No, it sounds like Chad replies for both of us. Taylor? Peter asks with an accusing tone. I keep my head in my hands and squeeze my eyes shut. It shouldn't be this hard. Taylor? Peter asks again and then I hear a gasp. That's why he was here? I lift my head again and look at my brother. His face is stern, and his knuckles pale from clenching the arms of the chair. He's taking this better than I thought he would. I was going to tell everyone tonight, I say, but then Chad stopped me. You know about this? Peter turns his accusing look on Chad. And you're fine with it? We're not dating, Chad says. It's fine. She can see other people. But everyone else thinks you two are still together, Peter says. And that's how it's going to stay. Peter stands and points his finger, first at me, and then at Chad. You're going to break it off with Luke, and you two will continue your dating, fake or whatever, until we know they've pulled through this. Peter, I say, astonished at his taking charge with emotion. It's not that serious. The health of our mothers is serious, Peter says, still standing above me. And I will not have you jeopardize it over some guy. Luke is not just some guy, I say. He's your friend. Exactly, Peter says. And friends are off the dating list, in case you forgot. This isn't fair, I whine. My emotions charge in, and rather than line up logical points, all I can say is, this isn't fair. No, it's not, Peter says. It's not fair Chad's mom has kidney disease, it's not fair our mom is giving up a kidney, it's not fair you two have to fake date to please people, it's not fair I have to live in the basement. There's a whole bunch of things in life that aren't fair, but we deal with it. You guys have to deal with this now. If it were any other situation, I'd congratulate my brother for taking a stand on something and speaking up. It's just the wrong time, Chad tells me in a soft voice and places his hand on my knee. We need to wait the year and not take a fall. What Peter and Chad don't understand is I've fallen for Luke and I'm taking a fall no matter what happens. I push Chad's hand off my knee and stand. Bad timing, I scoff. I can't win if I tell, and I can't win if I don't. Chad stands and reaches out for me. Taylor, I'm sorry. I take a step away from him. I know you like him, and I didn't ask for this outcome either. There's no winner here. Then why are we still racing? I spin on my heels and head to the stairs. Where are you going? Peter calls after me. To Luke's, I say. Taylor. Peter gives me the warning voice again. I stop in the middle of the stairs. Don't worry. I know what I'm supposed to do. I won't let everyone down. Then I walk up the rest of the stairs and close the door behind my brother and fake boyfriend. I'm only going to let myself and Luke down and give up the first prize I've ever tried to get on my own. Taylor, Alexis says as I get out of my car. She walks down the front walk from her house. What are you doing here? I should have expected this right now. I do have the worst timing. I didn't think Alexis would be home, but here she is. I need to talk to Luke, I say. Luke walks out his door and stops on the landing at the top of the stairs when he sees me with Alexis. He's backlit by the setting sun and glows like a gold medal, a prize I can't win. Luke? Alexis asks with a confused look on her face. Does this have to do with your brother? Kind of, I say. My brother wants me to break up with Luke. That's what I've come here to do, and I can't let emotion get in the way. Hey, Alexis says, and her face brightens as Luke walks down the stairs. I could help you guys. I know some people. That's okay, Luke says, and he wraps an arm around my waist. Even with Alexis here, it feels more natural than Chad's arm around me. I need to talk to Taylor for a few minutes. Alone. Luke, I say with a desperate sigh. Oh. My. Gosh. Alexis's voice is high-pitched and squeaky sounding. She's going to replicate my brother's reaction. Not you too. Alexis, I say. I'm sorry. I don't have a logical argument or even an excuse. I only have guilt and bad timing. Is Taylor your secret girlfriend? Alexis narrows her eyes at her brother. Because I know you're seeing somebody. Yes, Luke says. No, I say at the same time. I'm no longer his secret girlfriend. Because you're telling me now? Alexis asks and I hear the hurt of betrayal in her voice. No, I say. Because he can't be my boyfriend. A shudder passes through me when I say the word. Boyfriend. It's the first time I've said it out loud to someone besides Luke. Boyfriend. You mean I'm not good enough, Luke says, and his arm falls off me. Chad told me what was going on and... No, I interrupt. I can only imagine what Chad told Luke. He probably told Luke we're getting back together. I'm not good enough. I'm not good at this. My hand waves between the two of us. I screwed everything up. I can't do what I want. We can figure this out, Luke says. I sadly shake my head and step away from Luke. I really like you, I say. But it's not the right time. Can someone explain this to me, please? Alexis puts her hands on her hips. I'm sorry, I say as I open my car door. It's over. I slam the door and leave a stunned Alexis and Luke standing in the driveway. I start the car and push away any feelings. It's time to move on and race ahead to the next arranged thing in my life. I need to follow someone else's timing, because mine is awful. Chapter 22. Chad and I are the dutiful couple as we sit at the bedsides of our moms in their shared recovery room the day after the transplant. They will both be in the hospital longer. I am so grateful, Chad's mom says. For my best friend's sacrifice, and for our kids to be together. This is what gets me through. We are bonded, my mom adds. Forever, Chad's mom says. We'll recover fast so we can see you go to prom together, Mom says as Chad and I force smiles. Prom is in less than 4 weeks, followed by graduation. Peter finds us in the waiting room after our uncomfortable visit. How'd it go? He asks. You'd think we were their only beacon of hope, I say. My voice lacks emotion. I can't muster my usual rosy outlook or come back with a sarcastic comment or even say something hopeful. I've got nothing. Care to find a girlfriend and take some of the pressure off us? Chad asks. Peter jabs me in the arm with his bony elbow. Now you see why I've never asked anyone out? I know he's trying to joke, but I'm not in the mood. I glance at my phone. I have voicemails and text messages from Luke, but I haven't listened or looked at them. It's best to go cold turkey on Luke and give him up like a bad habit. It's difficult because I don't want to. I talked to Luke, Peter says in a soft voice. I explained things to him. I told you I have it under control, I say. You were going to tell everyone you're dating him, Peter says. It doesn't matter now, does it? I ask. I broke up with him. You're brave, Taylor. You chose which college to attend, rather than the one mom and dad want you to go to. I wish I could have done that, Peter says. And the choice to keep this from them is not brave, I say and jerk my head to Chad. We kept it from everyone because we're cowards. I know it's not ideal. I'll admit it's nice to have everything arranged for me. Go to this college, major in that, get your doctorate, and hey, I'll find someone for you to marry. Peter laughs at the last part, like it's a joke, but it's not. And you're brave for going out on your own for once, but what? I ask. I can't imagine what Peter's going to say. Do you have a way to arrange this? Are we supposed to fake an engagement now? You can't tell them you broke up, Peter replies. Not yet. It's bad timing, Chad adds. Bad timing, I say with a disgruntled laugh. If only Luke could hear what I'm bad at. I can race ahead in the pool to get a gold medal, but I'm bad at timing in life. It's best to keep up your fake dating, at least for a little while, Peter says. And forget about Luke. A parent's major surgery is no reason to miss school. I'm back in class on Monday, proceeding as if major life decisions weren't made over the weekend. After school, Justin and I sit at the table to sell prom tickets. I'm telling you, Justin says. We should have used one of my themes. And get suspended? I manage a chuckle. We're accepted to college, Justin replies. What can they do? My body shakes with a laugh when I hear a voice behind me. You are like a robot. I look over and find Alexis with her arms crossed over her chest. You don't have any feelings. My heart pinches. Does she want me to cry until my eyes are puffy? What will that accomplish? Alexis, I say. You don't know the whole situation. I know you dated my brother and didn't tell me. Alexis's eyes bulge and her face turns red. And even worse, you hurt him. I wince, as does Justin at the finality of each word. I didn't mean to, I say. Alexis stands in front of the table and points at me. If you had told me, it'd still have the same outcome, I say. I'd still have to break up with him. I see it now. The timing is all wrong. No matter if I told everyone about Luke or not, this outcome would still occur. There's more going on than what you see. Like what? Alexis slams her hands on the table, and I jump in my chair. Alexis, Justin says in a placating voice. Taylor's mom is in the hospital. She donated a kidney to Chad's mom. Oh. The redness in Alexis's face drains. Oh. I jump when a hand touches my waist while I fill up my car with gas Thursday night after practice. I tense and get ready to unleash some self-defense skills. Taylor. It's me. I clutch a hand to my chest and turn at the familiar voice. It's the voice that haunts my every thought. The voice I try to shut out, so it doesn't affect my actions. Luke, I say, and every emotion I've been trying to suppress rushes up like the floodgates of a dam being opened. It's a tremendous amount of pressure and relief at the same time. How's your mom? Luke asks. I was hoping he'd get angry at me, like Alexis, for breaking it off with him. If he's angry, it'd be easier to push away these feelings. Instead, my heart fills because he's asking about my mom and genuinely looks concerned. She's doing well, I say. She's supposed to be released tomorrow. That's good, Luke says. The tank stops filling, and I return the nozzle. The clicking sound of the gas cap is loud and makes me flinch as Luke watches my every move with sad eyes. I'm sorry, I say and look down at the pavement. I know none of it makes sense, and I wish it were easier. I finally look up and Luke's golden eyes are still on me. He's the prize I was racing for, but it was a race that wasn't arranged. A race no one entered me in. Peter told me to stay away from you, but I can't, Luke says, his voice strained. And I need to know what you expect. If you tell me to stay away, I will. But I need to hear it from you. Luke, I whisper. I wish I could tell him, tell everyone, what I feel. But feelings have inconvenienced everything. We stand in an aura of gas fumes caused by emotions, because I couldn't tell the truth from the beginning. It'll only take one strike to set off an explosion, and there are already casualties. This is hard, Luke says and rubs his hand across his forehead. I want to grab that hand, squeeze it, and tell Luke being away from him is the hardest thing I've ever done. But you're good at hard things. Luke exhales. Alexis and my mom know, and if we still need to keep it from your family. My eyes close with weariness and then I force them open to meet Luke's gaze. If I could keep dating you in secret, I would, I say, but the timing. My phone rings, startling me, and I see it's my dad. Your mom spiked a fever and has a bad infection. They're moving her to the ICU. Meet me here. He hangs up before I can utter a sentence. I pocket my phone and a single tear rolls down my cheek. In an instant, Luke engulfs me in his warm embrace. The timing is super bad, I say into the soft folds of his shirt. Chapter 23. What if? What if Mom never asked me about Peter's lack of dating? What if Chad and I told everyone from the beginning? What if Luke and I didn't hide in the shadows? What if Mom's kidney wasn't a match? What if I decided to go to Stanford? What if? I repeatedly poke my pointer finger on the L of my laptop keyboard. I never worry about a what if because it can't change anything. I made my choices and must deal with them. I'm good at things, I win. But right now, I'm losing. I'm supposed to have it all together. I have to keep my secrets behind closed doors, but truth be told, I want to open the doors and let it all out. I'm tired of looking like I have everything under control these past few weeks when really, I'm miserable. I should be getting ready for prom, for a night to remember, but I'm not. Mom is home from the hospital and slowly recovering. She's waiting for me to emerge in my prom dress. Waiting for me to go with Chad. Waiting for me to live a lie. I haven't seen Luke since the night at the gas station. We both know it's not the right time, but even if it's always a bad time, I need to be honest with one thing. I can't go to prom with Chad. I push out of my chair, stride across the room, and open my door to be confronted by the person most difficult to communicate with. Taylor, Mom says. She looks weak, and yet strong at the same time. She fought a tough fight and has come out a winner with battle scars. I'm sorry, I say. I know what this means to you, but I can't go to prom with Chad. I steel myself for the onslaught of reasons why I should be getting ready to go with him. I know. Mom's chin drops. He talked to me. He did? I'm shocked now. What exactly did he tell her? I'm sorry you felt you couldn't tell me you broke up, Mom says. I don't want to disappoint you, I say, and hang my head in shame. I push you because I only want the best for you, Mom says, and she tilts my chin up with a finger. Her eyes are fierce, and yet loving. I want you to be happy, to try hard, to win at what matters. I can't win with some things, I say thinking of Luke. Come with me, Mom says. You win. I'm confused, but I don't question her. I follow my mom down the stairs and to the living room. Luke? I ask when I see him sitting on a couch with his hands clasped between his knees and his eyes on his feet. I never mentioned Luke to Mom, and I'm confused as to why he's here. Luke jumps up. Taylor. Mom grabs my right hand in hers and pulls me over to Luke. She takes Luke's left hand in hers and then places our hands together with hers covering ours. You two belong together. She pushes me to Luke as he grips my hand tighter. It's not a disappointment. I'm not one to cry, except for the tear at the gas station, but there's a tiny sting in the corner of my eyes, and I blink it away. Thanks, Mom, I say. Mom pats our hands. I do love you, even if I don't tell you. A small smile covers my face. I know. I love you too. Okay, good. Mom takes her hands off ours. You go out tonight and Luke comes for dinner tomorrow. Thank you, Luke says to my mom in an emotion-rich voice. Mom only nods her head once and walks away. Hey, Luke says and smiles down at me. Hey, I say and smile back. Happy birthday. I'm sorry I don't have a gift for you. Luke lifts my hand up in his. I think I just got one. You. He places a kiss on my hand. My mom gave me to you? I ask in a suspicious voice and raise my eyebrows. It looks like it, Luke replies. I thought I was here to go out with Peter. I'm not sure what happened. Me either. I think I'm in shock. Did you want to go to your prom? Luke asks as he wraps his arms around my waist. I lift my arms and wrap my hands around Luke's neck, savoring the feeling of him. No, I reply. I only want to be with you. Luke looks over my shoulder, the way my mom left the room. Am I allowed to kiss you? My reply is to pull his face down. When Luke's lips are on mine, it feels as if an explosion pushes through me and fills me with pleasure deep to my soul. Then someone clears their throat and I pull away from Luke. We're going to have to make some ground rules if my friend and sister are going to be dating, Peter says. Like no kissing, especially in front of me. He gives an exaggerated shudder with his body and head. Did you say something to Mom? I ask. We all know we need to communicate better, but she'll take full credit for arranging this. Peter wags a finger between Luke and me. But Chad and I started it. You all did this? My throat makes a choking noise. I'm overcome with emotion and I don't want to dampen the feelings this time. And we'll be disappointed if you wreck our hard work, Peter says, the corners of his lips rising into a brotherly smirk. No pressure or anything, Luke says. It'll be fine, I say. If they arranged this, it's the perfect time. Happy birthday, Peter says to Luke. I hope you like your gift. It's priceless, Luke says, and the golden flecks in his eyes sparkle as he looks at me. I'll never be able to match it. Peter makes a choking noise. I wouldn't go as far as to say priceless. Are we still looking to set you up with someone? Luke smirks. I was thinking your sister, Peter replies. Luke chuckles, and I cock my head. I can't tell if Peter's joking or not. We've learned I'm bad at timing and talking to my family, I say and twist into Luke. Are you still searching for something else I'm not good at? Nope, Luke says. He plants a sweet kiss on my temple. You're perfect to me. Peter covers his eyes with a groan. What did I say about the kissing? Thank you for listening to this MicMonster voiceover of Racing Ahead by Chrissy Q. Martin. Please subscribe and like to help keep these audiobooks free.